Tonight's game is a presentation of B92.7 FM Sports.
Playoff football is on the air. Tonight from Cowboy Field, it's the Breckenridge Cowboys taking on the New York Mills Eagles. Tonight's game is brought to you by Action Realty, Breckenridge Public Schools, Builders First Source, Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Hike Camp Construction, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Otter Tail Power Company, Quality Toyota, Red River Agency, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Titan Machinery, Twin Town Villa, Vision Ford, The Wilkin Drink and Eatery, Breckenridge Drug, Cargill, Chahinkapa Zoo, Comdell Innovations, Frederick Seed, Krause Brothers Construction, Miller & Associates American Family Insurance, Mendak Farmers Cooperative, Optimum Rehab, Red River Grain, Red River Human Services, and Somerville Electric. Now, here's KBMW's Turner Bloffice.
Welcome to the Wilkin Drink and Eatery pregame show, a tradition of good taste and company. Turner Bloffice here, and boy, am I excited for a playoff matchup between the Breckenridge Cowboys and New York Mills Eagles. It is the third time these two teams have squared off in the playoffs in the last 3 years. Yes, 3 consecutive years they've run into each other. And run through the history for you. New York Mills beat up on Breckenridge in the Dome a couple years ago in the section championship game. We'd call that the beginning of the rivalry. I think that would be safe to say. And then Breckenridge got payback on the road last week, going to New York Mills and beating up on them pretty good. So they definitely got to return the favor, that is for sure. And now these two teams actually got to square off in the regular season. Breckenridge beat up on them in this one, and now they're going to look to try to repeat that history here in the section semifinals for a trip back to for the section championship game. It is the, 5th year that they've been a single A team, and they've gone to the section championship game the last 4, so it looks like that's kind of the expectation for Breckenridge, and they're going to look to try to keep that rolling. Run through how Breckenridge got here at this point in the season as part of the Wilkin Drink and Eatery pregame show. Like we always do, we start off with their schedule. Pelican Rapids, they fell to them 28-14 on the road. The 28-27 overtime loss to Stables Motley. 39-16, they lost to Pillager, and that's when they found their groove. Picked up a 49-12 win over Pine River Bacchus. Took on the top team in Section 6A and only lost to them by a touchdown, 22-15 against Parkers Prairie, in Parkers Prairie, I might add. And then 4 straight wins since then, 32-6 over New York Mills. It's actually how they got this win streak going. And then a win over Wadena Deer Creek, 45-0 on the road. 36-0 victory over Walker Hackensack Akeley, so back-to-back shutout wins. And then they open up the playoffs on Tuesday with a 35-14 victory over Pine River Bacchus, second time they bested them on the year, to get to the point where they are right now with a record of 5-4. New York Mills coming into this game so far with 3 wins on the year. They picked up 2 in the regular season, so they are 3-6. Lost to Ada Borup to open up the year. 13-6 was the final there. Followed it up with a 38-0 win over Pine River Bacchus. Parkers Prairie, they fell to them 39-0 in Parkers Prairie, I might add once again. Walker Hackensack Akeley, they fell to them 19-7. Wadena Deer Creek, they bested them for their second win of the year. 12-8 was the final there, and then they went on a 3-game losing streak to end the regular season. 32-6 loss to Breckenridge that we already talked about. 35-6 loss to Stables Motley, and then a 33-7 loss to Pillager. And things were looking pretty down for New York Mills until they entered the playoffs. Took on West Central Area and sent them packing with a 35-20 win to move on to this section semifinal round. And these two teams, like I said earlier, squared off in this same round last year. And, New York Mills is definitely going to want to get their revenge, just like Breckenridge did last year. And we'll make sure to actually keep a good eye on the coin toss right now. My apologies, I kind of left you guys hanging on the coin toss last year, but we're going to try to, or last week, I'm going to try to make up for that. Here, it looks like Breckenridge won the toss. And run through it. Looks like they are electing to... My apologies for kind of leaving you guys hanging here. If you're watching on the video stream, you can see it. Breckenridge will receive. So Cowboys win the toss, elect to receive, and they'll get to start off with the ball. Run through the Power Pole rankings brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company. You're on for conservation, and Section 6A standings have Parkers Prairie at the top with a 7-2 record. Breckenridge 5-4, 3-6 West Central Area, who once again was bested. Lake Park Audubon with a 4-5 record. They're squaring off with Parkers Prairie today for a trip to the section title game. Brandon Evansville Ashby ended the year with a record of 4-5. 3-6 New York Mills, that we mentioned. 2-7 Pine River Backus. Breckenridge sent back in. Then 1-8 Walker Hackensack Akeley lost to Parkers Prairie to end their season. And run through those scores for you. Parkers Prairie open up the postseason against Walker Hackensack Akeley, beating up on them pretty good, 50-0, to really solidify that number 1 seed. Lake Park Audubon picked up a 20-0 win over Ashby Brandon Evansville. So shutouts on that half of the bracket. Then Breckenridge, obviously, we ran through their score, and we also ran through New York Mills to get to this game. So that's a look at your Power Poll ranking, brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company. On for conservation, and before we jump into our first break, as well as loop back for the pregame interview, we have our injury report, which is brought to you by CHI St. Francis. And running through that injury report, luckily for Breckenridge's sake, it is a brief one. Jackson Riggs is still out with that wrist injury, and they're hoping to get him back for the section title game. I know they were hoping to get him back on Tuesday, but they're just going to have to go without him a little longer. He's been out for, I want to say, the last 4 or 5 games, so that's a tough break for the sophomore, but, obviously they'll be excited to get him back whenever that time comes. So that is a look at your injury report, brought to you by CHI St. Francis. And now we'll take our first break and then loop back with our interview with head coach Carson Yagi. You're listening to the Wilkin Drinking Eatery pregame show on B92.7 FM. Opening kick coming at you at 2 o'clock.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wapton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948.
Dr. Andrea Hornstein at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is certified in pregnancy and pediatrics. Dr. Andrea treats newborns, infants, toddlers, school-age teens, and athletes, all the way to moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas too. No need to suffer with a headache. This is one of Dr. Andrea's favorite things to treat. Did you know sprained ankles can be treated by a chiropractor? Getting your athlete back into the game faster, ready to feel and function well. Utilize chiropractic care for a healthier wellness style. Call Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 701-672-1300. That's Hornstein Family Chiropractic.
When you choose a realtor, you want a solid formula to make buying and selling your home as easy as possible. At Miller Realty, the formula is simple: integrity, trust, and most important, experience. Guy, Shelley, Jared, Lisa, Jamie, and Melissa have put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wapton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. These extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for them to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that will take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans that make every season one to remember.
No one woke up this morning and thought,
I want to go haggle.
At Quality Toyota, we don't do that. Our bottom line pricing means you get our best price the first time, every time. You'll even have that price before you talk to anyone, because that price is listed online at qualitytoyota.net and in the window of every vehicle. Simple, easy, stress-free. That's the quality difference. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls, qualitytoyota.net. Let's go places.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
Welcome back to the Wilkin Drink and Eatery pregame show, a tradition of Good Taste and Company. We got Saturday football on the airwaves, and joining me is head coach Carson Yegi in the section semifinals. And how's it going today, Cars?
Oh, we're doing good. How are you, Turner?
I am good. You know, the season's still going, so obviously I am in a jolly mood. I'm sure you're in the same boat.
No, you bet. Got to extend it as long as we can. I love playing football.
That we can. And you got a familiar foe coming to town. New York Mills is going to be the third year in a row you guys have squared off in the playoffs. They bounced you guys in the section championship. You guys knocked them off in the section semis last year. And now you guys match up again in the section semis once again. What's going to be the key to, repeating the history? Oh, also, you guys beat up on them 32-6 earlier this year.
You know, it's going to come down to our intensity. They're a very well-coached team. They're a very hard-nosed team, and they're going to come out swinging at us right away. We got to be able to match their intensity and up it. We're both teams that like to run the football. Our last game against them probably put the ball in the air more than what we normally do, and it was working for us that night. But we know what our bread and butter is, and it's going to come down to who wants it more on this Saturday playoff game.
Yeah, you talked about you guys were slinging it a lot more that game. I remember Bailey Evans threw a few touchdown passes in that game. And if the elements kind of come into play here, is that going to be something that maybe will go a little bit in New York Mills' favor just because you guys won't be as two-dimensional if you can't really throw it as much? Or what's the game plan there, I guess, if it's a little slick?
You know, it's always going to be a factor. It's more so about just seeing what we can and can't do. Who knows what the weather is going to be like when it comes time to it? But whatever we can and can't do, we have to make sure we're prepared and have an answer for both ways. If it's a game where the passing game is working for us, great, that's awesome. Or if it's weather turns crappy on us and we got to run the football, the goal doesn't change. We got to make sure we can run the football and get the job done up front.
Yeah, you guys, it was actually a 14-0 game going into the fourth quarter, if you remember, because it was a scoreless third quarter, which for some reasons happened a few times this year. I've noticed now, it's kind of a reoccurring theme, and then fourth quarter, you guys kind of come to life and pull away. What's kind of something you're going to look to, I don't know, make this something where you don't have to kind of kick it into gear in the fourth quarter, I guess?
You know, it's just about how we start. I believe in that last time we played them, we started pretty slow as well. I think we had a scoreless first quarter as well, and we got to make sure that we're ready to go right away. Whatever defense they throw at us, we got to make sure we have answers to it as a group, and then as a play caller as well. It's just going to come down to. We got to eliminate all of our mental mistakes early on in that game. It took us a little bit while to find our groove, and here come playoff time. You can't wait. You got to go right away because both teams are going to be doing everything they possibly can to just advance to the next round.
Gotcha. And talk about a little bit about coming into this game with this big winning streak as well, and how much that helps for just the momentum. It seems like kind of an unstoppable train at this point when you got this many wins in a row.
It's good. Our kids took their bumps and bruises early on, and they really figured out what it takes to win a football game starting from that first and second game of the year all the way to now. It's been great to see their development. And they're sure confident right now. They're playing good. They're confident but not cocky is the thing we always want them to tell them. It's no matter what, it's going to be a dogfight. We got to make sure that we come prepared. We can't overlook teams. We got to respect all and fear none.
I just realized the win streak actually started when you guys beat New York Mills. I just remembered that. Yeah, you guys were 1-4, and then you have rattled off 5 straight wins since then, and 4 straight wins since then, and now trying to make it 6, obviously. And a little bit about I know we talked about this last week, and you're probably getting sick of me asking about this, but it must be tough when you come into a game and you just got to keep the guys locked in as far as not overlooking an opponent that you've already beat by quite a few touchdowns.
This is one thing that I really, really love about our kids is they don't overlook anything. They don't overlook anyone. They understand that New York Mills is a very well-coached football team. They got a lot of really good players on their side of the ball, and they're going to give us everything they got. It was a dogfight. We just they had just as many yards as us. I think last game we just got some turnovers when we needed them and found a way to put the ball in the end zone on our side of the ball. They're a very good team. It's going to take everything we got, and I know our kids aren't overlooking it. I can say that confidently.
All right. Anything else like that, Cars?
Yeah, no. Thank you very much, Turner, and go Cowboys.
We'll return to the Wilkin Drink and Eatery pregame show after this quick break.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Want a bigger home, or is it time to downsize? Now is the time to own your dream home. What's really important is finding a home that's right for you. No one has more experience and expertise than Action Realty in Wapaton. They are your hometown real estate agency, serving the Wapaton, Breckenridge, and surrounding areas with 5 available agents that are ready to work for you. Whether you're buying or selling, call Action Realty today at 642-4700 and make sure to listen to the Action Crew talk real estate on KBMW every Tuesday morning around 9 a.m.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
My name is Christy Baumhart. I am proud to be a part of the school district with dedicated staff, including administration, teachers, paraprofessionals, cooks, and custodians who are kind, caring, compassionate, and committed to the students in our district. They support, respect, and help one another succeed. One thing I am really excited about is the technology available to our students as it enhances their learning experience in the classroom. Not only as an employee, but also as a parent, I know the benefits of having both my children in the Breckenridge School District. Breckenridge Pride. We inspire to excel.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Ever notice how people in the Midwest always want the opposite of what the weather is doing? When it's warm outside, you want it cold inside. And when it is cold outside, you want it warm. Thanks to Acclimated Entry System from Bayer Build Woodworks and Builder's First Source, you can have exactly what you want. Hundreds of styles, all designed for the Midwest. Acclimated Entry Systems from Bayer Build Woodworks are the quality performance doors you need with the beauty and protection you want. Builder's First Source is your source for acclimated entry systems and all your building needs.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
And welcome back to the Wilkins Drink and Eatery pregame show. Once again, a tradition of good taste and company. Turner Blob is here. Time for your keys to the game, brought to you by Smith Motors in Wapaton. Smith Motors in Wapaton, small town friendly, big town deals. And we'll start off with the defense, because the defense has kind of been firing on all cylinders. Another shutout streak came to an end on Tuesday night, so they're probably a little bummed about that. But I'm going to go with what they've really been doing well this year that has impressed me, and that is the turnovers. I think they've done a fantastic job of getting the ball out. And on those occasions when the ball does come out, it seems like they're getting a lot more than they're losing. So I've really been impressed by that, and I want them to keep that rolling if I think they're going to be clicking, because sometimes they give up some long drives and every now and then, but it's that bend, don't break that I've been saying since week one. And I've been really impressed by how they've been able to force turnovers, guys in the secondary, getting those opportune picks, because, obviously teams around here, especially this time of year, don't really throw it a whole lot, due to the fact that, the conditions aren't exactly ideal, but the times that it has gone in the air, there's been guys making plays, Aiden Sanchez, Lawson Oliphant as well, Bailey Evans, Trey Vogelbacher, who's just been a turnover machine for multiple games this year, coming off of a game where he was in on a couple turnovers. So, excited to see the defense try to do that again. And then for the offense, it would be try to, the offense has been kind of doing so well. It's kind of hard to tell them what they really need to keep doing. Keep doing what you're doing? I can't really go with that. That's kind of boring. But I guess it would be get the passing game clicking a little earlier, because last game that was kind of one of those rare instances where Bailey Evans wasn't hitting all the receivers in stride like he usually does. His efficiency has been pretty great this year, and when he misses, the right spot. He's not throwing it right at the defense. So I guess it would be get some early pass completions, establish the passing game pretty early on, even though, it's a pretty chilly day, so those receivers probably aren't going to love catching that football. It's as hard as a rock right now. But you know what? They're going to be happy they're getting involved. So that is my keys to the game for the offense and the defense, probably by Smith Motors in Wahpeton. Smith Motors in Wahpeton, small town friendly, big town deals. And now it's time for your starting lineups. I know you guys are always excited for that. Brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, providing superior quality products and services while generating a positive return for their patrons. We'll start off with New York Mills. And starting at quarterback is number 3, Finn Roeder. And a little bit about Finn Roeder is he is coming off a pretty wicked injury. I know that I watched a little bit of the tape. I had someone actually let me know about this beforehand, but it looked like he suffered a pretty hardcore head wounds. It looked like it was a pretty wicked concussion possibly. I know I'm not supposed to be saying concussion on the air. That gets everyone a little nervous. But, just someone to maybe watch out for. If we don't see a whole lot of him, that might be why. Maybe he's still dealing with that injury. But he was on the starting lineup report that I got from the head coach, so I'm rolling with it. Finn Roeder is projected to start at quarterback, but we'll see if that changes. He wears number 3 and is a sophomore on this team. Tegan Loston, number 2. He is a senior running back starting on the squad. Hunter Bosman, number 5. He's a junior running back. Number 10, wide receiver Isaac Kaluski is a junior on this squad. Will Seam is a senior at a guard. The other guard is Bode Roberts, who is also a senior. The center is Blake Unger, the junior. Grady Roberts, a sophomore, or number 65. Sam Kottweiler is a senior, wearing number 54. By the way, Unger wears 62, Roberts wears 60, Seam wears 61. How did I forget to show some love to linemen and get their numbers out there? My apologies to all of you hogs up front. And now it is time for the wide receiver, the other wide receiver, Deshaun Robinson. And he's got some big play potential. They like to get it to him on some jet sweeps and stuff like that. He's a senior wearing number 9. And then Joe Mann rounds out the offense at tight end wearing number 8. The punter, by the way, is Braxton Enert, and the kicker is Deshaun Robinson. For the defense at safety, Braxton Enert, once again, he's a junior. The other safety is Deshaun Robinson. And by the way, Enert wears number 12. Tegan Loston at a corner, as is Finn Roeder. Elijah Menzie is an outside linebacker wearing number 15. He's a junior. The other outside linebacker is Joe Mann, who rocks number 8, as we said when you talked about him playing tight end. Blake Unger playing middle linebacker wearing number 62. He's a junior on this squad. And up front, we got Sam Kottweiler at a defensive end. Will Seam is in the middle. Carter Huddla is the other defensive tackle, and then Bode Roberts. Will Seam is the other defensive end, and then the 2 defensive tackles are Carter Huddla and Bode Roberts, all seniors on that defensive front. And then the punt returners are Deshaun Robinson and Finn Roeder. So that is a look at your starters for New York Mills. Now for the Breckenridge Cowboys up front. As he has all season, Eli Butts has been a staple at the play side tackle. He wears number 56. He's a junior, 5'11", 250 pounds. Brian Martinez right next to him, rocking number 52. Martinez is a senior who is listed at 5'10", 200 pounds. Center, we got sophomore Henry Sleddahl wearing number 53. He's 5'9", 180 pounds. Tegan Abel, number 54. At a guard, he is a sophomore, 5'10", 190 pounds. And Carter Benson rounds out the offensive line wearing number 50. He's a senior who's listed at 6 foot, 190 pounds. And then the skill position guys. Pair of senior captains at wide receiver. We got Dawson Weinbar and Jacob Kunkel. Weinbar wears number 12, 5'9", 165 pound senior. And then Jacob Kunkel, who wears number 17, is 6'2", 180 pounds. The running back duo of David Erlinson and Paul Armitage, both listed at 185 pounds. Erlinson wears number 21. He's a sophomore, is listed at 5'10". Armitage is a junior, listed at number 33, and is listed at 5'11". And at quarterback, of course, we got Bailey Evans wearing number 7. He's a senior, captain on this squad, 5'10", 190 pounds, and was a fantastic interview on our Snap Spotlight yesterday. You've got to go make sure to check that out if you're on our YouTube channel, because he was a fantastic interview. I had a lot of fun talking to him. That'll do it for the starters. And as you see, if you're watching on the video stream, they're about to actually announce the starters here, so this worked out pretty well. On defense, you got Weinbar at a corner. The other one is Lawson Oliphant. Forgot to mention Dawson Weinbar has been doing a good job picking off some passes, too, in the pregame show. But Oliphant wears number 28. He's a sophomore, 6'1", 165 pounds, who is not a starter on the offense, but he does play both ways because he is he's done a really good job sliding into that running back room and has taken on a bigger role here in the tail end of the season. Bailey Evans is at a free safety. Trey Vogelbacher, the turnover machine, 6', 175 pound junior, wearing number 3. Kunkel and Armitage are also at linebackers, as is David Erlinson, and Tucker Shocker, the shocker back around the edge, 5'9", 165 pound senior, wearing number 8. And the defensive linemen are Brian Martinez, Eli Butts, and Alan Martinez. Alan Martinez going the one way. He's 5'10", 220 pounds. Whereas number 58 is a senior and is twin brothers with Brian Martinez. So you got Butts and the Martinez boys up front. And then in the special teams positions, we got Bailey Evans doing the kicking. Cooper Roberts, a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, doing the punting duties, wearing number 24. Jackson Graves Bolte is the long snapper. He's listed at 6'2", 195 pounds. He's a senior wearing number 57. And then Dawson Weinbar is the holder, and the Armitage boys handle the return duties. Gabe Armitage is a sophomore listed at 5'10", 165 pounds. Where's number 20 if I didn't mention that already? So that is a look at your starting lineups. Brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, providing superior quality products and services while generating a positive return for their patrons. And they're just getting the Cowboys announced, and for those who missed it, Breckenridge won the toss and elected to receive. Maybe they're hoping that helps them get off to a little bit of a faster start, because that has been, if there's one thing that they haven't really been doing 100% well throughout this stretch, I know they're on a 4-game win streak. What am I doing, nitpicking? But I will say there's been games where they haven't got off to the start they wanted to, or at least the fast start they wanted to. They eventually saddle in, and when they played New York Mills last time, it was a scoreless first quarter by both teams. Breckenridge put 14 on the board before the half. Another scoreless third quarter, and then Breckenridge pulled away for that 32-6 victory. So I know the score ended up being lopsided, but do not underestimate this New York Mills squad, because that could have been a completely different game. If New York Mills is able to get a touchdown in the third quarter, make it a one-score game heading into the fourth, we could be talking about a completely different result right here. So looks like they're about to wrap up these starting lineups, and as always, they'll follow that up with the national anthem. So we'll take our final break here on the Wilkin Drink Eatery pregame show, a tradition of good taste and company. We'll be back with your opening kick.
Save big with Smith Motors in Wapaton. Rebates from $50 to $100 on the purchase and installation of tires, plus a lifetime of rotations with the purchase of 4 tires. Rebates up to $80 on shocks and struts. Up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and installation of front and rear brake pads and rotors. Plus, they'll even hook you up with their tire price match guarantee. Available all year long. Smith Motors, your trusted Chevy and GMC dealership. Visit them online at smithmotors.com.
Hi, this is Amanda from State Farm Breckenridge.
And this is Matt from State Farm Wapaton.
We're your local hometown insurance team.
And just like with your local sports team, having the right coverage is important. We're here to make sure you have the right coverage in place to protect what is most important to you.
We offer complimentary quotes for home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance.
And just like with your local sports teams, we're here and local and ready to answer all of your questions.
No more dialing 800 numbers or waiting on hold to talk to someone.
State Farm of Wapaton and Breckenridge.
Your local insurance team.
The value in batteries is more than skin deep for farm and construction equipment. You need batteries built to handle tough off-road conditions. Case IH Magna Power batteries are designed to take a pounding, and Titan Machinery has them for you, 4 to 6 pounds heavier than the competition. These are specifically designed to handle the vibration and jolts that can literally knock the life out of other batteries. See Titan Machinery today for more details. Case IH Magna Power batteries. It's what's inside that counts.
Assisted living. My wife and I knew this day was coming, the day that Mom and Dad would not be able to live on their own anymore. Well, we looked around at other assisted living communities, and nothing, I mean nothing, compared to Twin Town Villa. Everything at Twin Town Villa was a perfect fit for Mom and Dad's needs. Housing, support services, personal assistance, and health care, all under one roof. When I saw the interaction between residents and staff, it made me feel like this is the place where our parents can thrive. Twin Town Villa, close to home in Breckenridge. Call 643-9542 or visit twintownvilla.com. It's time to huddle up when you're hungry. The perfect pre- or post-game destination is the Wilkin. Friends, families, and sports fans have been showing up at the Wilkin for decades to celebrate their favorite teams. Celebrate with delicious food and their favorite beverage. Best place around to watch the Bison, too. So for all of you local sports fans and fans of good flavor, head to the Wilkin and celebrate the Cowboys, Cowgirls, Huskies, and Wildcats. The legendary Wilkin, a tradition of good taste and company since 1894.
Join a winning team at Cargill Wapaton. Starting pay of $26.90 an hour, plus $3,000 sign-on bonus. Cargill Wapaton now hiring for operations technicians. No experience necessary. We will train. Apply online at www.cargill.com/careers. Cargill is an equal employment opportunity employer. Join a winning team. Apply now online at www.cargill.com/careers. Starting pay of $26.90 an hour with a $3,000 sign-on bonus. Cargill is an equal employment opportunity employer.
And that will do it for the Wilkins Drinking Eatery pregame show. Breckenridge Cowboys football about to start up. And we're running pretty much right on time. Look at that. Cowboys won the toss, elected to receive. And the Cowboys will have the Armitage boys back to return. Gabe and Paul. Booting it away is going to be Braxton Enert for New York Mills. New York Mills got those clean white jerseys. Big fan of them. And the blue pants. Cowboys rocking the green jerseys with the black pants. Also a big fan. You guys have heard me raving up the black pants enough for a lifetime, I'm sure. Enert getting ready to boot it away. Cowboys trying to make it back to the section championship game for the 5th year in a row. And it's a low bouncing kick, and one of the Cowboy horsemen are going to have to jump on it. It's Caleb Albertson. And I'm going to think out loud just a little bit here because I'm 99% sure it's 5 years in a row. Breckenridge fell to Underwood in their first year of single A. Bested OTC in that COVID year. Fell to New York Mills and then bested OTC in the Dome, and that was an absolutely blast of game to cover. So, yeah, 5th year of single A play, trying to make it back to the section championship game for the 5th year in a row. Coming out in the full house pistol set, one running back to each side of Bailey Evans. Paul Armitage in the back. Fakes the handoff. Bailey Evans going to keep it himself, run off tackle. Ends up getting kind of wrapped up with one of his linemen, it looked like. Ran into one of his blockers. That was number 54 up front, Tegan Abel. So that was kind of a nice tackle by the defensive lineman, just kind of by holding his own there with the lineman. So 1 yard gain for Bailey Evans. So a nice start here by the New York Mills front. Cowboys on the 39-yard line, their own 39, I might add. Dawson Weinbar split out left. David Erlinson split out right. They like to send him in motion whenever they got him split out, and they're going to do that right here into the backfield. Kind of like what they did last year where they motioned a man in the backfield for a handoff, and that's what David Erlinson's going to do. Braxton Enert there to make the play, as is Finn Roeder. So David Erlinson motion out of the wide receiver spot, went in the tailback position. And, oh boy, I was going to say, I was watching the chain gang. I think they had maybe gave him a yard or two extra. All right, 4 yard gain for David Erlinson. Sets up a 3rd and 5, a big 3rd and 5 here, just shy of the 50. So not exactly 4 down territory unless they're feeling really aggressive here to start this off. Full house pistol again. Gabe Armitage is going to come into the game this time. He's going to be to the right of Bailey Evans. They pick the handoff. Evans rolls to the left, and that play is blown up. First one back there in the backfield is number 61, William Seam. Syme, my apologies. So Bailey Evans loses 3 yards on the play, brings out the punt team. Cooper Roberts will handle the punting duty, so a 3 and out by the New York Mills defense. Coming out to set the tone, saying this isn't going to be like the last time we were at Cowboy Field. We shall see. Aiden Sanchez gets motioned into a tight end spot here in the punt position, or in the punt formation. A little bit of a high snap. Cooper Roberts hauls it in. Finn Roeder is going to wait for the fair catch and haul it in cleanly. Gabe Armitage was in pursuit, as was Isaiah Hill. So the first time we'll see the Breckenridge defense. Cowboys have been on a hot streak defensively. Pitched the back-to-back shutouts, as we said. Held New York Mills to 6 points. And then held Pine River Bacchus to 14 points. I think one of those touchdowns was scored on a lot of the backups, I might add. But Cowboy defense going to look to keep it rolling. Roeder is playing quarterback, working out of the I formation. They're going to fake the handoff. Roeder's going to roll off to the left, and he's just going to keep it himself, kind of a naked bootleg play. And he's going to get knocked out of bounds. I thought they were going to maybe go with an illegal block there, but evidently not. It looked like that was a cutback block, but 5 yard gain for Finn Roeder. And the only reason I was so sure of it is because they've done such a good job of cracking back, or of cracking down on that, cracking down on the cracking back blocks. Both teams are scoreless at this point. Early on in the first quarter, Roeder's going to hand it off up the middle. David Erlinson, one of the tacklers there to blow that one up. That was number 2 on the play, Tegan Loston. Looks like they gave him about a yard. Sets up 3rd and 3, 9:27 remaining here in the opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. A little hard to read the scoreboard during the day. I'm used to nighttime, when the lights are so bright. But sets up 3rd and 4. I formation for the Eagles. Eagles, little misdirection handoff to Lawson on the left side. He's got the first down and a little more. Making the tackle, Riley Kappas getting a rep early on. Looks like they're going to give him a gain of 6 on the play. So Loston, 2 carries for 7 yards so far on this drive. And then the 5-yard carry from Finn Roder. So they move the chains. And once again, we're going to have the full house set. And the snap is way low. Tegan Lawson's going to have to dive on it, but looked like there was some movement beforehand, so they're going to say that actually was a dead play, which actually kind of bites the Cowboys a little bit there, but they'll have to settle for the penalty. Legal procedure. So instead of losing 10 yards, they're only going to lose about 5. And they don't lose a down either. This penalty break brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick. Your local State Farm agents in Wapton and Breckenridge, they rock. Make sure to go say hi to them for me. 1st and 15, and now they're back on their own side of the 50 on the 47-yard line. I formation, 1 receiver out to each side. They got an H-back to the left. Roder surveying the defense before he gets the hike, and now we got another mishandled snap, but he ends up scooping it up anyways, and he's going to run it for a gain of about 3 on the play. So they got to work out what's going on there with him and his center. Gotta make sure to double check the number there. Blake Unger is his center. And Bailey Evans, I'm not sure if he got banged up. He's working with the athletic trainer Janie Lanou. Looks like that was a 3-yard gain, though, on that play for Roder. And obviously, Bailey Evans, big loss for the defense, but would be a huge loss for the offense. And Roder, first pass we've seen of the game, left-handed throw is off the mark, incomplete pass. Lawson Hoffman on the coverage. Hunter Bosman was the intended receiver, number 5 for New York Mills. So it sets up 3rd and quite long, 3rd and 12. And early on in the year, this is the kind of the downage that the Cowboys had struggled in. Aiden Sanchez will check into the game for Riley Kappas. He's kind of their utility guy there in the secondary. If they're down a corner, they send him over there. If they're down a safety, they'll send him back there. And the Eagles are going to take a timeout. They want to make sure they got the right play for this 3rd and long. We'll take a 30-second break. Your score, 0-0. You're listening to Section 6A Football on B92.7 FM and watching on KBMW News Live, our YouTube channel.
Come work for an employee-owned company. Comdale is seeking individuals for 12-hour shifts. Earn up to $21 an hour. Shifts available are rotating 12 and 12-hour fixed shifts, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Benefits within 90 days of hire or sooner. Come work for an employee-owned company, Comdale of Wapaton. Applications are available at 2100 15th Street North Wapaton or online at www.comdaleinnovation.com.
A timeout break brought to you by Heitkamp Construction in Wapaton, and we got a big 3rd down, 3rd and 12. Likely a passing down. New York Mills threw a pass just a couple plays ago, incomplete for the first pass attempt we've seen from either teams here on this chilly day. And I know it's probably not ideal passing conditions because I know how cold my hands are, and I just needed to write down stuff, let alone try to throw a football. They're going to do a toss to the left. It's a halfback pass, and Cowboys blow that one up. It actually was fumbled, and they recover it. Paul Armitage with the recovery. Looks like Tucker Shocker forced it. Tegan Loston ended up fumbling that one away. Paul Armitage on the recovery once again, and that is huge for the Cowboy defense. That's why it was one of the keys of the game, brought to you by Smith Motors, if you did not know. So Tegan Lawson ends up losing quite a bit of yardage on that one. Cowboys will start off on their own 42. The motion man over Bailey Evans is back in the game. He's going to do a toss to the left to Paul Armitage. Armitage looking to get some room. Got some beautiful blocking up front. David Erlinson out blocking like a man. Paul Armitage said that's pretty easy guy to run behind. See how many yards they give him. Gain of 9 on the play on his first carry. And I love that action, that pitch play out of the gun set, the pistol set, I should say. Sets up a 2nd and 1 from the 33 over on the left hash. Cowboys operate out of the pistol once again. They got Erlinson to the right of Evans, and we might have had some movement beforehand. Cowboys a little... Actually, that is a timeout taken by New York Mills, so Cowboys do not need to catch a break. They're all good. We'll take a 30-second timeout. This timeout brought to you by Highcamp Construction. Your score is 0-0. Cowboys facing a 2nd 1 on the 33-yard line. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
So what's the most fun you can have trick-or-treating? It's Jacob Azoo's annual Zoo Boo on Saturday, October 28th. Lighted trails, fun ghouls, goblins, and so much candy, it'll make you scream. Music and eats in the parking lot, too. This awesome Halloween tradition will be held from 4:30 till 6:30 p.m. Cost for adults and kids is $5. All children must be accompanied by an adult. Zubu at Jacob Zoo Saturday, October 28th, 4:30 till 6:30 p.m. So much fun and candy, it'll make you scream.
We got a 0-0 score with 6:56 remaining in this opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cowboys got a 2nd and 1, working on the New York Mills 33. We got a flag on the play though. Looks like someone might have moved beforehand. We'll see what they're going to be calling, unless someone jumped off sides. That was pretty early on in the play. Sideline warning on New York Mills. That's a new one. So that's something head coach Matt Radnick, he's going to have to assess over there. And Armitage was short of the sticks, so... Oh, evidently there's no yards on that, just a warning. Well, why throw the flag then? That's kind of silly. Whatever. That's why I don't officiate. I wouldn't know what I'm doing. 3rd and 1, a long one. Cowboys come up in the pistol set. They got one receiver to the right. And a low snap. Bailey Evans is going to have to scoop it up and make something out of nothing. Rolling to the left, and he's just going to have to take it out of bounds. But there is a flag on the play once again. A lot of those early on, brought to you by State Farm agents Amanda Frederick. And these cold weather conditions are coming into play in that regard. So we'll see. Block in the back. And that is declined. Cowboys did lose some yardage on that, and they're just going to punt it. Yep, ended up losing 7 yards, so Bailey Evans had to just take it out of bounds, and now they're on their own 40. And they don't think they're going to be able to get this 4th and 8, so they're just going to play the field position game, trust their defense to make a play. Unless they got they could have a fake plan. You never know. They got 2 bullets on the right side. Kind of an interesting punt set. And, almost blocked. Cooper Roberts was able to get it off and ended up getting a very favorable bounce inside the 10, or inside the 20. So it looks like New York Mills will start off on their own 12. Cowboys caught a break there. That could have been 6 for New York Mills. They would have been able to block and scoop that one. 0-0 score. Once again, the scoreboard's a little tough to read at times. 6:11 remaining here in the opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Or if you're watching on our video stream, our Action Realty scoreboard. And if you didn't know we're video streaming, hop over to YouTube if you want to watch the game. KBMW News Live is where you can find it. I formation, got a receiver out to each side, a tight end to the left. They're going to run to the right with a pitch play. And Trey Vogelbacher made him cut that inside. Dawson Weinbar making the one-on-one tackle. Lawson, who fumbled it away the last time he ran the ball, trying to make up for it. Give him a gain of 4 on the play. So working on their own 17. Cowboy defense going to try to force their second turnover of the day, or they would probably settle for a punt too, or to force a punt. One receiver out to each side. Roeder working under center. He's going to go with a pitch right. Trey Vogelbacher blows that one up. Inside the 10, that gets a dog. Vogelbacher played that one beautifully. He almost blew up the last one, so it's a little surprising that they go back to that toss play. Ended up losing about 5 or 6. Sets up 3rd and 11. What a play by Vogelbacher there on the edge. So New York Mills in quite the pickle here, working on their own 10 with a 3rd and 12. And Finn Roeder going to drop back to pass. The left-handed man throws it up, and it's picked off. Dawson Weinbar, he breaks a tackle. He wants to take it up the sideline, and he's going to return it close to the 10-yard line. What a momentum swing. Dawson Weinbar, good thing I sang his praises about being one of the guys who's getting in on the interception party in the secondary, because he just stepped up with a huge play. Returns that to the New York Mills 13. What a play. Second turnover forced by the Cowboy defense. Getting them into a passing down, and Breckenridge's defense capitalized. Bailey Evans hands it off to Paul Armitage up the middle. Armitage's got room to run. He's going to get down just shy of the 5. Paul Armitage. Boy, is he fun to watch run. Call it a 7-yard gain. 7 or 8. However you look at it, it's either a long 2 or a short 3. I'll go with a short 3. Cowboys in the Titan Machinery red zone for the first time today. Your local Case IH dealer in Wapton. Excuse me. Evans hands it off to Armitage. They're going to run the same play and into the end zone for a touchdown, but there is a flag. So the back judge must have seen something. So that's probably going to wave off the touchdown. We'll see. And we got a holding call on the Cowboys. Tough break for Breckenridge. I'll take a touchdown off the board. This penalty brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick. Your local State Farm agents in Breckenridge and Wapton. But Cowboys will be able to say at least, we're in 4-down territory. That doesn't hurt as much as it does hurt to take a touchdown off the board. It's a lot better when you know you're not going to be forced into a punt because of it. So 2nd and 12 from the 15-yard line. Billy Evans pitches it to Paul Armitage, and that play is blown up in the backfield. And it looks like that was Bode Roberts making the stop. And that'll set up a... Looks like they ended up losing about 8 yards on that one. So, actually, got to double check here. Now they're on the 20. So, yeah, they lost 5 yards on that one. So now they're on the 20-yard line, so they're getting backed up. They have another one of those. Maybe they're going to have to punt, but at this point, they should be all right. Evans dropping back to pass, looking left, and fires into the end zone. It's caught! Just shy of the end zone. And Dawson Weinbar continues his big day. He doesn't get the touchdown, but he sets the Cowboys up pretty good with 1st and goal. They needed 20 to get in the end zone. They'll have to settle for 18. So 1st and goal from the 2. Evans waiting on the snap, hands it off to Armitage. He had 1 touchdown taken off the board. We'll see if he's going to be able to get in this time and it'll stand, but instead he gets stacked up. Good job by the New York Mills defensive line, making a pile for him to run into. Looks like he maybe got a yard on that one. Dawson Weinbar getting the Cowboys in a scoring position. And now we got a sideline warning on the Cowboys. So that's something that these referees are taking quite serious here in the section semis. If you're on the sideline, take notice. Second and goal from the 2. We'll see what the Cowboys have dialed up for this one. Evans working out of the shotgun along with Paul Armitage. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes it himself here. And that's the plan. He's going to bounce off a defender and go in for 6. Bailey Evans for the first touchdown of the game. Comes with 2:14 remaining here in the opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Bailey Evans got a little banged up at the beginning of this game, had to miss a series on the defensive side of the ball, but they are very happy to have him on the offensive side. That is for sure. And Cowboys going to try to get the 2-point conversion now. Maybe Bailey Evans isn't feeling so great about his kicking today. We'll see. And looks like we're going to get an illegal motion. Cowboys going to get backed up. This penalty brought to you by State Farm Agents. Man to man to Frederick. Illegal procedure. .214 remaining once again as Bailey Evans has got the Cowboys on the board. And we'll see if they can add to this lead. For a trip to the section title game to face the winner of Parker's Prairie and Lake Park Audubon. 6th-seeded New York Mills, 2nd-seeded Breckenridge Cowboys. Evans drops back to pass, looks to the left side of the end zone, and it is broken up. Good coverage there. Dawson Weinbar was the intended receiver, but Hunter Brosman on the coverage. But Cowboys will have to settle for their 6-0 lead. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
Frederick Seed Incorporated in Fox Home would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowboys good luck in their postseason. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad: Emily Differding, Janaea Espinoza, Ella and Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, Athena Levy, Sophie Luchin, Izzy Running Bear, Paige Schreiber, Nevea Spalding, and Madison and Nevea Villarreal. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheerleaders as well.
Six 0 Breckenridge in the lead here. Cowboys strike first with a 2-yard touchdown from Bailey Evans. Trey Vogelbacher will be handing off the kicking duties. You don't see this very often. They got 3 kick returners back for New York Mills. I know Wapton used to kind of do something like this, but they would always have 2 guys that were like kick returners, then 1 guy would be just slightly further back, if I remember correctly. But these guys are all at the same depth, which is kind of fun, but it's different, that's for sure. Vogelbacher boots it away, and one of the up men has trouble picking it up, so he just dives on it. Making the play there is Isaac Kaluski, making the smart play to just down it. And boy, would you know it, we got another flag on the play. On a play where someone just laid on a kickoff, we still have a flag somehow. Nothing gets by these fellas. This penalty brought to you by State Farm Agents man-to-man to Frederick, and we got a block in the back, which is something. You didn't really have anyone to block for. The guy was just laying on the ball, but yeah, must have been pretty blatant. They see a lot more than I do. They got a better angle than I do. I'm way up here, not really getting a close look at things. These officials, they're doing a good job, I'm sure. So that'll back the Eagles up to their own 16. They'll be over kind of close to the left hash, looking for their first points of the game. For those who missed it in our pregame show, New York Mills moved on to this section semifinal game with a 35-20 win over West Central Area, a team that hadn't played a single Section 6A game coming into this postseason. That is West Central, not New York Mills. Eagles going to hand it off on the left tackle, and Breckenridge was not fooled by that one. Tucker Shocker there, Trey Vogelbacher as well. Riley Kappas was there just in case they need him. And it looks like he just got back the line on that one for Lawson. how quickly they got on him. I'm surprised he got back to the line. 6-0 Breckenridge lead on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. $1:44 remaining in the opening quarter. They got one receiver to each side for New York Mills on this 2nd and 10. And they're going to go with Finn Roeder on a rollout to the right. He's a lefty. And now he's going to look to keep it himself. He outruns one Breckenridge defender. Riley Kappas is there to help out, though. Good pursuit there by the Breckenridge defense. And guess who else is in on that? Trey Vogelbacher having a day. Roeder was able to get a gain of about 6 on the play, though. I got him for 3 carries so far for 14 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 4. Cowboys got a big down here. Here on the 24. New York Mills on their own 24, I should say. I formation, H back to the right. One receiver out to each side for the Eagles. Roeder going to fake the handoff. He's got a man coming from his blind side, but he's just going to keep it himself. Vogelbacher is going to have to try to make the play, and he's able to get to the first down marker. Ran out of bounds, though. We'll see. Yep, 4-yard gain to move the sticks for Finn Roeder. They love getting him out on those bootlegs. And clearly the passing game hasn't exactly been making it happen at this point. So when they get him rolling out like that, his best option is to run. We'll see if that ends up keeping the if that stays the case. Thank you all so much for tuning in on B92.7 FM. If you're also wanting to watch the game, we also have it on YouTube, KBMW News Live. Yours truly running the camera, so don't expect the best camera work on the planet. We got a fullback handoff, and it's fumbled away. Cowboys say they got it, and they do. A 3rd turnover forced on the day. And it looks like, I think Riley Kappas was able to get that, but I thought it was one of the linemen right away. I'm going to have to go back. That was one of the Martinez brothers. I want to say it was Alan Martinez. 3rd turnover forced. And defensive coordinator Jordan Christensen's just got to be through the roof right now. I'm going to have to double check who it was that fumbled that. My apologies, but we're closing in on the end of the first quarter. We got 1:11 left. Bailey Evans got 2 receivers out to his left, operating out of the pistol. Motions a man over. He's got Erlinson wide open on the flats. He doesn't go to him. He goes deep instead, and it is hauled in for the touchdown. Cowboys score from 28 yards out. Jacob Kunkel got behind the defense. And is there... Oh, are they going to say it was ended up being an incomplete pass? We're going to see if they're going to talk it over. Oh, incomplete pass. Tough break for the Cowboys. Was looking for Bailey Evans on the strike. You know, I kind of got tunnel vision with my camera a little bit, and I was thinking, oh, I see 2 guys wide open on the right side. There's no way he doesn't go there, so I wasn't 100% ready for it. I caught the end of it, but evidently Kunkel wasn't able to hold on to it going down. So Cowboys will remain on the New York Mills 28. I love the aggressive play call, though. Bailey Evans really lit this team up last time these two teams scored off, threw 3 touchdown passes. And they're going to go with a QB keeper on the right side. Bailey Evans rides up the sideline, gets tackled out of bounds. Call it a gain of about 5. Here in this section semifinal matchup on a Saturday at Cowboy Field. 5-yard gain for Bailey Evans. Evans gets his Cowboys set up for a 3rd and 5 on the 24, or the 23 actually. Dawson Weinbar comes out, and I want to see who came in for him. Not 100% sure. Cooper Roberts coming in to play wide receiver. It's going to be a handoff to Paul Armitage. Armitage, nowhere to run, but he spins out of it. Goes up the right sideline, and what a play. Nowhere to go. Threw the spin cycle on and got to the right sideline for a heck of a gain there into the Titan Machinery red zone. Your local Case IH dealer in Wapaton, 18-yard gain for Armitage. Was really turned on the afterburners here on the back half of the season. You know, coming into this year, we were talking about how he was going to be their big play threat, and it took a few games getting going, but here at the last few games of the year, we've really seen him kick it into another gear. Sets up first and goal from the 5. Evans, Erlinson, and Armitage in the backfield. They're going to do a toss to Armitage. He's going to try to cut it inside, and he runs into a pile of white and green. We'll see where they rule him down. I think he just got back to the line on that one, so it sets up second and goal from the 5. And 10 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't think they're going to try to run another play, so that'll do it for the opening quarter. Cowboys strike first, and when we come back, they'll have a second and goal from the 5-yard line. Cowboys up 6-0 against New York Mills. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on KBMW News Live or YouTube channel.
Kraus Brothers Construction is a diversified construction aggregate materials, heavy equipment, and trucking company serving the Red River Valley with locations in Wahpeton, Hankinson, Veblen, South Dakota, and Rolog, Minnesota. Give them a call today at 701-642-4488. Kraus Brothers Construction prides themselves in offering and producing outstanding service and superior products to their customers. Give Kraus Brothers Construction a call today at 701-642-4488.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business, and that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you've worked for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today, Shannon Miller, at Miller & Associates at 218-643-3665 or stop by our office at 1329 Highway 75 North in Breckenridge.
American Family Insurance.
And welcome back to Cowboy Field. Breckenridge trying to make it a 2-score game. They lead 6-0 against New York Mills. Second and goal from the 5-yard line. And we got our first play of the second quarter coming up. And operating out of the pistol, we got Bailey Evans at quarterback. Erlinson to his right, Armitage behind him. And QB keeper up the middle. Bailey Evans goes in untouched. 5-yard touchdown for the senior. He's been doing it all year. Why not keep doing it in the section semifinals? Bailey Evans for his second touchdown of the game. This senior is special. He's been fun to cover. And what a job by the offensive line, though. As nice as that run was, boy, was that a beautiful lane to run through. I'm not saying I could have run through it, but I'm saying most of the guys on this team maybe could have. I mean, good job to the offensive line on that one. They motion Erlinson in the backfield, and he hands it off to Paul Armitage, and none doing on that play. So the 2-point conversion is no good. Your score remains 12-0 after the second touchdown run from Bailey Evans on the day. Take a 30-second break. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. Looking to make it back to the section championship game.
Mindak Farmers Cooperative is proud to be serving the Red River Valley since 1974. The staff at Mindak Farmers Cooperative would like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of the agribusiness community. From the fields to the parts stores to the factory, everyone works together to sweeten the local economy, pumping millions into the strength of our schools, community, and businesses. Thank you all for supporting the local farmers and our communities. Dear Sugar by Nature, Mindak Farmers Cooperative in Wahpeton.
And welcome back to Cowboy Field. Breckenridge has made it a 2-score game. 12-0 is their lead. Trey Vogelbacher going to handle the kicking duties once again. Really been impressed by him on the defensive side of the ball, if you guys haven't been able to tell. Evans so far, his yardage doesn't look too great because he's had to take a couple big losses. But I got him for 13 yards on 6 carries. So, once again, not too impressive. But then you look at the 2 touchdowns, and, yep, you see why they you see the value there, even though the yards don't really add up to it. But Trey Vogelbacher doing a little onside kick. Scooped up cleanly, and he's just going to keep it himself. I thought I saw a whistle right away. I thought I heard a whistle right away, so I thought he did a fair catch or something. But Bode Roberts was able to scoop that one up. I think Trey Vogelbacher saw a guy wearing a lineman's number and just thought, all right, seems like the ideal guy to kick it to. Let's try that. New York Mills will start off right on the 50. 3 turnovers so far in this ball game for New York Mills. The Cowboy defense has been locked in. New York Mills coming with a pistol set. You got 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, 1 running back in the backfield along with Finn Roeder. He pitches it, and that's played beautifully. Dawson Weinbar. Hey, have we mentioned his name today? What a play. With the one-on-one stop, Tegan Lawson didn't have a chance. Looks like a 2-yard loss for Lawson. Sets up a 2nd and 12. And they played that speed option perfectly. Finn Roeder was running to the right. There was someone there to take care of him, so he's forced to pitch it. And Dawson Weinbar was the only man on there. He was on an island, and he was not worried. One-on-one tackle, no problem. Oh, a little bit of a broken play there. I don't think they were ready for that snap. Cowboys blew that play up again. It's gotten to the point now where they force so many fumbles that even when there's not a fumble, I'm just like, I'm seeing ghosts out there in the regard of I think the ball's on the ground when it actually isn't. Cowboys up 12-0. After that 2-yard gain from Finn Roeder. He's trying to make something out of nothing. 3rd and 10. Eagles got back to the 50. New York Mills coming into this game with a 3-6 record. Cowboys are 5-4. That was good enough to get, or 4-4 in the regular season was good enough to get the 2 seed in this kind of wonky Section 6A. Finn Roeder dropping back to pass. He's going to look to keep it himself. Runs it. He's got room to run, but the Cowboy defense collapses on him. David Erlinson making the tackle. We'll see how many yards they give him on the play. Call it a gain of 5 for Roeder, so down at the 45. We'll see if they're going to be going for it here on the Cowboy 45. Not ideal, but wouldn't be too crazy to go for it in this situation. And I'm about to start yelling at the Breckenridge coaching staff here. Remember those sideline penalties. Don't forget. They're looking out. And actually, they are going to punt it. So Breckenridge doesn't even have a man back because they're just getting ready for this fake. And Enert boots it away and doesn't get the greatest bounce in the world, but Cowboys will start off on their own 16. Bode Roberts scooped it up. This Cowboys got 84 yards to hit pay dirt. Lead 12-0 here with 9:29 remaining in the second quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Breckenridge has really leaned on the defense today. Like I've said early on, forced 3 turnovers, forced a punt as well, that last possession. And they've capitalized. 12-0 is their lead. Evans motions Erlinson in the backfield. He lines up behind Evans. Evans hands it off to Erlinson. His first tote of the game, or second carry, I think. The last one was waved off because of a flag, though. And boy, is he hard to bring down. He gets into one of those, those mob tackles, and it just turns into a wrestling match. And he's hard to bring down. 3-yard gain for David Erlinson. Actually, his second carry of the game. My apologies. He had a 4-yard carry earlier. Seemed like it was his first carry, you know what I mean? You can never really guess who's going to end up getting like a ton of carries in these games. You know, Lawson Oliphant ended up leading the team in carries last game, I'm pretty sure. They got a lot of options. It's a good luxury to have. Bailey Evans going to keep it himself. Quarterback keeper gets a really nice block from Jacob Kunkel. Now he's going to look to go off the right sideline for a big gain. Evans. We'll see where they rule him down at. Looks like the 45, so a 25-yard rush on the play. His longest run of the day. Longest run by any of the Cowboys today, or any player. Longest offensive play of the game before this was that 18-yard run by, well, 2 18-yard plays. There was the 18-yard catch by Dawson Weinbar, and then the 18-yard run by Paul Armitage. 8:36 remaining in the second quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Paul Armitage gets the handoff up the middle. We'll see what they give him. About 3 or 4 on the play. As the Breckenridge offensive line continues to step up, they have looked solid today. And as a lot of people know, the offensive line was kind of the biggest question mark coming into this season. We knew what we were going to get out of Bailey Evans. These receivers had some experience. These running backs had some experience. But the offensive line, there were a lot of question marks up front. And boy, have they really turned it on here in the back half of the season, playing their best football here in the postseason. As I say that, Paul Armitage ends up getting blown up in a hurry. And looks like we're going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty. I believe Caleb Albertson just got flung to the side. Now he's coming up limping. So it might have been a little extracurricular activity at the end of that. Albertson's going to have to come out and get a breather, it looks like. So New York Mills' penalty will give the Cowboys 15 yards on sportsmanlike, after Armitage just ran it and got back to the line. So that'll set Cowboys up on the New York Mills 35. That penalty brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, your local State Farm agents in Wapton and Breckenridge. And they're going to be happy to hear that it wasn't on the Cowboys when I acknowledge their penalty sponsorship. It's been my favorite running joke of the year. Pistol set. Erlinson to the right of Evans. He hands it off to him. Erlinson gets wrapped up in a hurry. There were a ton of New York Mills players there. Even a Cowboy there on the bottom of that pile. So I ended up losing a couple yards on that one. That's one of the downsides of operating out of the pistol. You're kind of working a little deeper than you want to on some of that action, but that comes with the territory. You get the good with the bad. 2-yard loss for Erlinson on the play. His third toe to the game. Breckenridge. And I was wondering why Lawson Alphen wasn't getting a lot more carries, but he's walking around. He's got looks like he's got a banged up left hand. He's been walking around kind of holding it in a weird way where you can definitely tell it's banged up there, so don't really want a running back who can only run it with one arm. But we got a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Heitkamp Construction. Your score, Breckenridge 12, New York Mills 0. We'll pause for a 30-second break and then a 10-second station ID. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
Recovering your health and getting back to your best life. That's what quality recovery from Optimum Rehab can do for you. Physical therapist Dr. Anthony Egeman will set up an individual plan to get you to your goals. He believes that this is the perfect way for you to recover your health. What you get with Optimum Rehab is time and attention, thorough assessments, and effective treatments. So if it's back pain, achy joints, recovery from surgery or injury, it's likely that physical therapy from Optimum Rehab can help. So take your life into your own hands with Optimum Rehab. Visit myoptimumrehab.com.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wahpeton. All the hits from 2KN today.
And welcome back after that Heitkamp Construction timeout. We got a 2nd and 12 for the Breckenridge Cowboys. Evans takes a snap, hands it off to Armitage, and gets a really good push from his offensive line. Then there's a flock of Eagles there to wrap him up. Boy, you got to the second level, no problem there. There was one guy that kind of came steaming in off the edge, and I thought he was going to be able to maybe trip up Armitage, but he did not have the right angle, allowing Paul to get a little 5-yard, 4-yard gain there. Call it a 5-yard gain. You guys know me. I'm always rolling with whatever the announcer goes with. I don't have an official statistician up here with me. And if I did, I'd probably argue with him the whole time, just as I do with most statisticians. Evans waits on the snap. And dropping back to pass. And gets rid of it on the right side and ends up sailing out of bounds. Not sure if he was looking for Dawson Weinbar, if he was just trying to get rid of it on that play, but he was under pressure in a hurry, so that sets up a 4th and 8. Cowboys on the 33. So we'll see if they're going to be trying 4-down territory here. I think they punted it from similar distance earlier, but the defense has been balling out, so it's easy to kind of lean on them. But they're going to go for it here, or at least try to draw them off sides. They got a pair of receivers to the left on the 33. Evans going to keep it himself, and that is blown up. Maybe got a yard or two. That was a nice play there by number 61 on New York Mills. That's Will Syme. So Breckenridge was able. They were looking for 8, and they got about 1. So Eagles will take over on their own 32. Cowboy defense going to try to keep dominating. And New York Mills coming out. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, operating out of the pistol. They got tied down on the right side, too, so the right side's the heavy side. The running back actually almost fell trying to get that fake handoff. Trey Vogelbacher took care of business, let the rest of his teammates come finish the party. Tucker Shocker did on that. Roeder got back to the line of scrimmage, it looks like. Sets up a 2nd and 10. Cowboys up 12-0 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, or if you're watching on our video stream, our Action Realty scoreboard. New York Mills looking to the sideline to head coach. Don't want to accidentally get the coach's name wrong, obviously. I didn't remember the last name. I just want to get the first name right. Matt Radnicki. Can't forget the last name. But speaking of Matt Radnicki, he's going to have to take a timeout. This timeout brought to you by High Camp Construction. We'll take a quick one with them. Your score, Breckenridge 12, New York Mills 0, with 5:02 remaining in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Jeremy or Brad for your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain in East Breckenridge. Give them a call at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
And we are back. Cowboys up 12-0. Pistol set, 2nd and 10. 2 receivers out of the right, 1 to the left. Actually, not working out of the pistol. Working under center. And they're going to go with a handoff to Tegan Loston. And he's going to rumble for a nice gain there. That was kind of a quick hitter handoff. I think it caught the Breckenridge defense sleeping a little bit. So we'll see how many Loston got on that one. They give him a gain of 8. Tucker Shocker wrapping him up. We'll see what the Eagles have dialed up for a 3rd and 2. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Roeder out in space, or if they just try to go off tackle with Lawson again. That's kind of been the bread and butter so far. You know, we haven't seen it from the passing game yet. 0 for 2 passing with an interception. High snap, and Roeder's going to keep it himself. Shocker had the angle, and then Trey Vogelbacher's going to have to make the play by the sideline. Oh, and they're going to say that he was going a little too hard at the end there, and he's going to get a late hit penalty. Tough break for Vogelbacher. On that play, you got to know he went out of bounds, so the play's over, but he said, hey, I get told to tackle. That's what I'm out here for. So, Roeder's 0-yard gain. Gets 15 yards tacked onto it. Sets up 1st and 10. And New York Mills will advance to the Cowboy 45 after that penalty. And hopefully Vogelbacher's not going to let that get to his head, because he has been balling out on the defensive side of the ball so far. Eagles, 2 receivers out of the right, 1 to the left. One running back in the three-point stance, lined up behind Roeder. It's Tegan Lawson trying to draw him offsides. He's going to go with a handoff to Lawson. And he takes a big thump from Paul Armitage. We've said that quite a few times this year. Boy, he can stick. So gain of 3 on the play for Lawson. And they know where they have their success. I think about 90% of the plays they've run have been Roeder and Lawson runs. The trip to the section championship game in the Fargo Dome on the line. I'm sure a lot of fans here would be happy to be in a dome today, but they're going to have to settle for this cold weather game. And boo! Lawson got stuck up on that one. Ooh. And ended up getting a few yards, but David Erlinson stood him up on that one. Sets up a 3rd and a short 5. So the Cowboy defense is going to look to keep it rolling. They are on New York Mills is on the Breckenridge 40, trying to keep this shutout going into halftime. It's a very similar game so far to last time these two teams squared off. It was 14-0 going in the half in that one. Misdirection counter. Vogelbacher ends up kind of getting carried a little bit by Lawson on that one, but it looks like he is going to be just a hair shy, or he's going to be right at the yard marker, and they are going to say he got the first. So Lawson with the 5-yard gain. Vogelbacher's just been racking up the tackles like crazy at linebacker. So Breckenridge hoping their defense can force their 4th turnover of the half. It's on the 35. On the Cowboy 35, I should say. Eagles go with a handoff to Lawson up the middle again, and this play has just been dynamite here on this drive so far. You see one of the Cowboys, I believe that was Armitage, was trying to strip it loose. Gain of 5 on the play for Lawson. By my count, he's got at least 4 straight handoffs to him. 2 minutes remaining here in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. If you're watching on our video stream, Action Realty scoreboard. Full house set. Got 2 fullbacks along with Lawson. He gets the counter handoff, and that is blown up. Brian Martinez making the big play. Loss of about 3 on the play. Martinez had him wrapped up at the ankles just instantly. Sets up 3rd and 8. 4-down territory, though. New York Mills on the Breckenridge 33. And once again, the clock is winding down. 1:22 remaining in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Full house set once again. 2 fullbacks and Tegan Lawson. Oh, actually, they're going to move one of those fullbacks to tight end. Now they're working out of the I formation. Vic the handoff. Finn Roeder rolls out to the left. He's just going to keep it himself and go up the sideline. And out of bounds. We'll see how many they give him. It's going to be well short of the first. Call it a gain of 2 on the play. Lawson Alphin over there to help out, to guide him out of bounds. So, Cowboys trying to keep New York Mills off the scoreboard. That stops the clock going out of bounds. 1:06 remaining here in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. New York Mills on the Breckenridge 31. Here for a 4th and 6. Roeder. Those beautiful white jerseys are pretty dirty now. Dropping back the pass. Roeder looking for an open receiver. It's picked off. 4th turnover of the day. Bailey Evans gets the interception this time. It goes up the right sideline. Bailey Evans gets the pick. New York Mills has thrown 3 passes today. 2 of them have been completed, just to the wrong team. Bailey Evans has got a pick. Dawson Weinbar's got a pick. What an effort from this defense. I believe they forced 4 turnovers the last time these two teams squared off, but I don't remember it being all in one half. Cowboys coming out in a 3-receiver set. working out of the Wildcat. David Erlinson fakes the handoff and none doing there. And the field is kind of get a little tore up in the middle of the field, unsurprisingly, on a day like today. How the weather's been lately, and Erlinson loses a yard on it. Erlinson was the quarterback in that set with Paul Armitage. We've seen that Wildcat set a few times this year. Sets up a 2nd and 11. You know, that's kind of a nice strategy if you want to have Bailey Evans taking a few less hits. And full house pistol set, and now Lawson Oliphant does get a tote, so what do I know? I thought he was out with an injury or not playing running back because of an injury, only playing defense, but then he comes in the game and gets a 3-yard carry. But Cowboys are just going to let it go into halftime. Breckenridge's defense forces 4 turnovers in the opening half and pitches a shutout. Bailey Evans goes in for 2 touchdowns. We got a 12-0 Cowboy lead. Take a quick break before we jump in the Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show, where we'll do a breakdown of the scoring and the stats. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM in the section semifinals.
Welcome to the Radio Employment Connection, where we work to find people to work for you. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple DSP openings and shifts available. $18 an hour. Apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple DSP openings and shifts available. $18 an hour. Apply online at www.rrhsf.org. If you'd like to reserve a job opening on the KBMW Radio Employment Connection, reserve a spot by contacting us at 701-642-8747.
Now you can plug into reliable service. Call Somerville Electric in Breckenridge. They've been serving the area since 1985 and are locally owned. For years, their promise has been and will be reliable service and dependability. The proof of the quality is there when you need fast, dependable electric service and professional electricians. Just plug in. Call Somerville Electric at 643-3435. Somerville Electric would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowgirls and Cowboys good luck in tonight's game.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Want a bigger home, or is it time to downsize? Now is the time to own your dream home. What's really important is finding a home that's right for you. No one has more experience and expertise than Action Realty in Wapaton. They are your hometown real estate agency, serving the Wapaton, Breckenridge, and surrounding areas with 5 available agents that are ready to work for you. Whether you're buying or selling, call Action Realty today at 642-4700 and make sure to listen to the Action Crew talk real estate on KBMW every Tuesday morning around 9 a.m.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
My name is Christy Baumhart. I am proud to be a part of the school district with dedicated staff, including administration, teachers, paraprofessionals, cooks, and custodians who are kind, caring, compassionate, and committed to the students in our district. They support, respect, and help one another succeed. One thing I am really excited about is the technology available to our students as it enhances their learning experience in the classroom. Not only as an employee, but also as a parent, I know the benefits of having both my children in the Breckenridge School District. Breckenridge Pride. We inspire to excel.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Ever notice how people in the Midwest always want the opposite of what the weather is doing? When it's warm outside, you want it cold inside. And when it is cold outside, you want it warm. Thanks to Acclimated Entry System from Bayer Build Woodworks and Builder's First Source, you can have exactly what you want. Hundreds of styles, all designed for the Midwest. Acclimated Entry Systems from Bayer Build Woodworks are the quality performance doors you need with the beauty and protection you want. Builder's First Source is your source for acclimated entry systems and all your building needs.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
And welcome to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Turner Bluff is here, and we had a hard-nosed first half. You know, there was not a whole lot of big plays, just kind of a lot of guys just running into brick walls for the most part, and the yardage will show that when we run through that. But first, let's do the scoring, and we'll start off with obviously the first score of the game. First quarter, 6 points scored, and they came off of Bailey Evans running in from 2 yards out. The downside of when it gets cold is it's hard for me to navigate these papers. 2:14 remaining in the first quarter when Evans went in for the 2-yard score, and an incomplete pass on the 2-point conversion attempt made it a 6-0 score. And then with 11:57 remaining, Bailey Evans went in from 5 yards out. Paul Armitage's 2-point conversion rush was short of the end zone. So that was 12-0 is the score we have right here in the opening quarter. And like I said, very similar to the last time these two teams squared off. It was 14-0 when the Cowboys went into halftime up against New York Mills in what ended up being a 32-6 victory. We'll see if that ends up holding true or, if history repeats itself, I guess. I'll run through the stats here for the first half. I got Bailey Evans 1 for 3 once again. All these are unofficial stats. 1 for 3 for 18 yards and almost had a big 28-yard completion to Jacob Kunkel that ended up not getting hauled in. But that 18-yard grab was made by Dawson Weinbar. The only pass reception by either team here. So looks like I'm looking silly there for having that for the keys to the game to try to get the passing game going on early on. But what do I know? Anyways, Finn Roeder 0 for 3. 2 of those passes were completed to the defense, though. 2 interceptions were thrown by Roeder here in the opening half. Run through the leading rushers here in this game. 10 carries for 39 yards for Paul Armitage. Bailey Evans was next up, 8 carries for 32 yards. Evans had a 25-yard rush, and Armitage had an 18-yard rush. But other than that, there's been a lot of short gains and even some tackles in the backfield. David Erlinson, I got him for 4 carries for 4 yards here for Breckenridge. And then for New York Mills, their leading rusher by my count is Finn Roeder with 27 yards on 9 carries. And then 13 carries for Tegan Lawson for 17 yards. And I'm not 100% sure who the fullback was that they went with that fumbled it away on his lone carry. But that is, the rushing leaders as well. As I said, Dawson Weinbar's got the only catch of the game. And you know what? He also caught a pass when he was on defense because he's got an interception here in the opening half, as does Bailey Evans. And then Alan Martinez got a fumble recovery, and so did Paul Armitage as well. Tucker Shocker forced that first fumble. I didn't see who forced the other one. It's been kind of hard to see in those piles sometimes, as you guys know. So Breckenridge's defense forcing 4 turnovers in the opening half. So let's revisit those Smith Motors keys to the game, at least to say I was right about something, because the Breckenridge defense forcing turnovers, that's what they were doing really well, and that has been really fun to see and setting their offense up for success, because this is a good New York Mills defense. You got to set Breckenridge up with a short field if you want them to be able to get in the end zone, and they have capitalized twice to take this lead. New York Mills will be getting the ball to start the second half, if you guys did not know, but the keys to the game for the offense, like I said, was trying to get the pass game going early on, and that hasn't exactly held true here. And I know Breckenridge has got the lead, but I guess I could say if they would have listened to me, they would have an even bigger lead here at halftime in the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. We'll take a quick break here and then come back, talk about maybe some different keys to the game for the second half, and just some other stuff that we've noticed along the way here as the Cowboys have taken this 12-0 lead into our Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. New York Mills, if you're watching on the video stream, has to do their halftime meeting in the end zone. I don't know if that's required. I know it used to be they could run into the locker room as well, but I know the Breckenridge is going to go in and enjoy the warmth of the locker room for a little bit here, but the Eagles are going to, brave the elements and hang out in the end zone for their quick breakdown. But I guess you could say they got more time to prepare because they don't have to run over there. But that is what, take that with whatever you want. But anyways, take a quick break here on the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B98.7 FM. Breckenridge leads 12-0 against New York Mills at halftime, looking for a trip to the section championship game.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
It only takes one step, twist, or crunch to know something doesn't feel right. Essentia Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team gets you back to doing what you love with commitment, resilience, intention. We're here to keep you moving forward. Visit essentiahealth.org to learn more about orthopedics and sports medicine, like nowhere else.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wahpeton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948.
Dr. Andrea Hornstein at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is certified in pregnancy and pediatrics. Dr. Andrea treats newborns, infants, toddlers, school-age teens, and athletes, all the way to moms and dads, grandmas, and grandpas, too. No need to suffer with a headache. This is one of Dr. Andrea's favorite things to treat. Did you know sprained ankles can be treated by a chiropractor? Getting your athlete back into the game faster, ready to feel and function well. Utilize chiropractic care for a healthier wellness style. Call Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 701-672-1300. That's Hornstein Family Chiropractic.
When you choose a realtor, you want a solid formula to make buying and selling your home as easy as possible. At Miller Realty, the formula is simple: integrity, trust, and most important, experience. Guy, Shelley, Jared, Lisa, Jamie, and Melissa have put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
And welcome back to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Turntable office here. Looks like we got some fans partaking in some hot cocoa. You know, I'm very jealous. I wish someone would bring me up some, but, you know, we're just going to have to deal with it here. I probably wouldn't have. I'd forget I had it anyways, or I'd spill it on my equipment anyways. But anyways, Breckenridge up 12-0 here against New York Mills. And the Eagles will get the ball to start the second half. Breckenridge elected to receive after winning the coin toss. You know, wanted to get their offense off to a good start, and didn't get off to the start they wanted. Actually, a 3-0 or 3-and-out to open up the game, but the Breckenridge defense was able to you know, just cause some chaos. Like I said, forced 2 turnovers, got a couple fumble recoveries, got a couple interceptions, and they've just been lights out on the defensive side of the ball. Defensive coordinator Jordan Christensen always putting together a good scheme for these big games, and gotta show. My favorite one though, you know, that his defense put up was a couple years ago to go to the section championship where they ended up losing to New York Mills. That OTC game was just that was something special. That was a lot of fun to see. But, you know, maybe we're seeing another one of those nights right now. 4 turnovers in the opening half alone. You know, you just don't see that very often. So they're going to look to probably try to add to that, obviously. And there's been a lot of guys who've been doing it pretty much top to bottom. They've just been all performing really well. Tucker Shockert has been flying around and disrupting plays. Then you got Trey Volgebacher, who's just a game wrecker. You got the secondary being locked in and not getting fooled when it's a passing down, obviously. And Bailey Evans coming back in and getting that interception was huge, obviously. And, you know, he was a little banged up and had to miss a defensive series, so they were probably a little worried they weren't going to be able to get him back at free safety. I mean, if you got to pick one, obviously you want to have your quarterback rather than your free safety. And Breckenridge is okay depth-wise. Especially in the secondary, you know, like I was talking about earlier, Aiden Sanchez does a good job sliding in there as a freshman. And Breckenridge is going to be wrapping up with their warm-ups. New York Mills still kind of going through their routine a little bit. But once again, the Cowboys will be kicking it away here. The defense is going to look to try to continue this shutout that they've pitched so far. And we'll see if they're going to be able to do it. We'll take a quick 10-second break for a station ID. Your score, Breckenridge 12, New York Mills 0. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on KBMW News Live or YouTube channel.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wahpeton. All the hits from 2KM today.
And that will do it for our Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show, your #1 grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Really quick again, just in case you guys missed it at the beginning of the halftime show, run through the scoring. There hasn't been a whole lot of it, so it's not like it's going to take a ton of time. Bailey Evans went in from 2 yards out, and that was with 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Incomplete pass into the end zone was, for the 2-point conversion, left it a 6-0 score. Bailey Evans went in from 5 yards out with 11:57 left in the second quarter. Paul Armitage got stuffed on the 2-point conversion rush to make it 12-0. And like I've already mentioned a few times, a very similar situation to the last time these two teams squared off. But like I said in the pregame show, this definitely that game could have gone a different way. If New York Mills is able to put some points on the third quarter, and they're going to test that theory right now, it looks like. Trey Vogelbacher, once again, handling the kicking duties. They've mostly been going with the squibs and the onside. They like to keep teams on their toes. You never know what they're going to do. They'll kick it deep the whole game, and then out of nowhere hit you with a squib, or they'll squib the whole game, and then when you adjust for it, they'll kick it deep. You never really know. We'll see what Vogelbacher's got in store, and I can tell you, wherever the ball goes, he is going to follow in a hurry. I don't know how he gets down there first sometimes, but he finds a way. Vogelbacher boots it away. And kind of a squib kick this time. The handler ended up kind of slipping, but he gets wrapped up by a gang of Cowboys, one of them being Vogelbacher, unsurprisingly. Riley Kapp is in on it as well. And better make sure to update your Action Realty scoreboard for the third quarter. I was actually Johnny on the spot for the second quarter for once in my life, but one play late, that's pretty good for me. As we start the second half here at Cowboy Field, and you might not recognize it by the end of this game because it is getting pretty torn up. Last time Cowboys are going to play here, win or lose this year. Full house backfield. We got a pair of fullbacks and a tailback. Roeder going to do a toss to the right. Breckenridge has done a good job on this play today, but not on this one because Tegan Lawson is off to the races. Lawson ends up going in for 6. First play of the second half, 45 yards for Tegan Lawson. But there is a flag on the play. Uh-oh. I see that Finn Roeder is back. Ooh. We'll see who this ends up being on. This would be a 55-yard touchdown to break open the third quarter. They're going to run over and chat with the Breckenridge sideline. Not 100% sure what the call is going to be. Head coach Carson Yagi talking to the officials. I don't know if they've indicated if it's going to be coming back or not. They're talking it over. Don't know if it's one of those situations where, I didn't even see the... And the touchdown will stand. So I'm not sure what it was. I'm very confused. I don't know if they got I think they got a sideline penalty. But it was after the touchdown, I believe. So the touchdown stands from 55 yards out from Tegan Lawson. As I was looking for the laundry all over the field, but I finally found it where the coaches are. So 55 yards. But the key is the sideline penalty. The sideline penalty came after the touchdown, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. So with 11:42 remaining in this third quarter, New York Mills is already on the board. So it looks like they're going to enforce the penalty on the extra point or the 2-point conversion. Bizarre sequence of events. Tegan Lawson, 55 yards on that toss play. I think I jinxed it by saying Breckenridge has been doing a really good job on those tosses all day. But Lawson said, watch this. Took it 55 yards. And we'll see what they have for the 2-point conversion. They got moved back. I think it was 15 yards. So they're going to have to try to make something out of nothing here. So New York Mills trying to cut in this lead more. 12-6. Taking their sweet time, getting ready for this 2-point conversion attempt, unless they got a kicker I don't know about. Eagles. Got. And is it actually, was it not a touchdown? Was it actually the touchdown actually wasn't called off then? I'm not 100% sure. And Roeder under pressure, tosses it to the end zone and sails it. No, the touchdown did count. My apologies. I just saw the yard marker guy and I got a little nervous, but I should have known when they didn't set the chains up. But we got a 12-6 score. My apologies on that play. But we got a 55-yard touchdown run from Tegan Lawson. Take a 30-second break. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM in the section semifinal game.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. These extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for them to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that will take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans that make every season one to remember.
All right, my apologies for all the confusion on that one. And, well, this is even stranger. I guess the penalty is doubly enforced. They get to do it on the 2-point conversion, also on the kickoff. That's bizarre. Must have been another penalty along with that. I guess we'll find out. Or maybe we'll never find out. My apologies. But they're kicking from way back on their own 25. So no matter where this ends up, likely the Cowboys are going to be starting off with some nice field position. Braxton Enert getting ready to boot it away. And he's going to kick it. It's going to be fielded by one of the horsemen, and he's going to lay down on it. Just past the 50. That was Carter Benson making the heads-up play. You expect that from your senior. So Cowboys starting off on the New York Mills 48. 12-6 Breckenridge lead. Or look to add to it here on this drive. Tegan Lawson broke free on the first play of the third quarter to get New York Mills on the board. And Evans hands it off to Armitage. Armitage tries to go left, but he gets wrapped up in a hurry. Taken out of the legs by number 8, Joseph Mann. That's a man's tackle. Loss of 1 for Armitage. Breckenridge is back up the line for the 2nd and 11. Only up by 6. They're going to work with a shotgun set here. Evans, just a naked bootleg to the right. Cuts it up after getting a nice block from Jacob Kunkel for a nice gain. He's going to be just a couple yards short of the first down, so it looks like a gain of 9 on the play. And just read that block perfectly. Sets up a 3rd and 2 at the 40. Over on the right hash. I got Evans for 41 yards on 9 carries. Creeping up on 5 yards a pop. 12-6. Cowboys in the lead on the New York Mills 40. Working on the right hash. They're going to go with this full house pistol set. They got Lawson Oliphant in the game now. And you see, if you're watching on the video stream with his left hand, he's definitely banged up. And Bailey Evans gets stuffed on that play. The New York Mills defensive line got a heck of a push there. So Evans ends up losing a yard. Sets up 4th and 3 on the play. So Cowboys on the New York Mills 41. Going to be going for it here, 4th and 3. Full house pistol set again. We'll see if they're just going to be trying to draw him off sides or if they're going to be going for it on this play. Evans going to keep it himself again on the right side. And New York Mills is ready for it. Looks like he's short. So well short of it. Maybe got a yard. They needed 3. So New York Mills is coming out firing. They got all the momentum right now. So Breckenridge's defense is going to have to step up again. Add to that turnover count. They forced 4 in the first half. Going to try to force another one here. We got a 12-6 score. Breckenridge leads New York Mills on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Also on your Action Realty video scoreboard. Here with 9:48 remaining in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. New York Mills scoring on the first play of the second half. Going to look to add to that success. And the fullback motions out of the backfield. They do a pitch right to Lawson. That play was blown up by Tucker Shocker. Tucker Shocker took his blocker with him and just blew that play up. And that's what I've been talking about. You guys probably thought I was crazy saying that they've been blowing up all those tosses and then they end up scoring on it, but I mean it. 3-yard loss for Tegan Lawson. After busting off that 55-yard touchdown, the sun came out. All of a sudden, we got a beautiful day here. A chilly but beautiful day for a football game here on Cowboy Field. Breckenridge is up 12-6 here in the third quarter. A little over 9 minutes left to go in this third quarter. And they're going to go with a counter to their H-back, but Breckenridge is not fooled. David Erlinson over there, as is Lawson Oliphant. That was to Bosman. Looks like he got 3 yards on that one. So it sets up 3rd and 10. 8:33 remaining in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Breckenridge leads New York Mills 12-6. Both teams trying to keep their season alive and move on to the Fargo Dome. New York Mills on their own 40 on the left hash, and this middle of the field is just getting muddy. It is torn up by these dudes. Full house pistol again, or full house set once again, and Roeder dropping back to pass. And they're going to set up a screen, and it is hauled in. A lot of room to run. Breckenridge was not ready for that one, and it's going to be close to the first. I think Lawson was about a yard shy. They needed 10. Looks like he got 9. First pass completion of the day. And that's how you get your first pass completion. You run a play that's easy to get it into someone's hands like that. Sets up a 4th and 1. Another big play coming up for this Breckenridge defense. We'll see if they rise to the occasion. New York Mills on their own 49. We'll see if they actually try to draw the Cowboys off sides. We're going to have the eye. Instead, they're going to go with Finn Roeder up the middle with the QB sneak. Cowboys think they held. New York Mills thinks they got the first. It's going to be close. Let's see where they down Roeder. And they're going to say move the sticks. The Martinez brothers and Eli Butts doing a good job of making a pile, but it was not enough. Finn Roeder on his first carry of the second half moves the sticks. New York Mills on the 50-yard line. Cowboys leading 12-6. If you're just joining us here in the Section 6A semifinals. Second-seeded Breckenridge, 6th-seeded New York Mills. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Full house pistol set. Tegan Lawson gets the handoff. Trey Vogelbacher in on that tackle. Tegan Lawson looked like he was body surfing on the pile. Like a 4-yard, 5-yard gain. Lawson, the workhorse running back, eyed him for 13 carries in the opening half. Up to 16 now. And this New York Mills offensive line has done a good job today. They've kind of been snake bit by these turnovers, but that's not on the O-line. They say we don't need to hold on to it. And Roeder is going to keep it himself and makes a beautiful cut inside for a first down and some more. Ends up being a gain of more than 10, probably about 13 yards. And Breckenridge has done a really good job on the edge today, but that time Roeder caught him sleeping a little bit. So down at the 32, so a 13-yard gain for Finn Roeder. First and 10 from the Breckenridge 32. New York Mills trails 12-6. 5:34 remaining here on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And looks like someone moved a little early. I don't know if the Cowboys jumped off sides or what ended up happening there. If that was just a kind of a weird play, but Jacob Kunkel making a nice stop there from his linebacker spot. Oh, evidently that was pretty normal. I think some guys just moved, so it looked like it was a false start, but it's one of those weird plays. So it looks like a gain of nothing on the play for Tegan Lawson. So they remain on the 32, the Breckenridge 32, close to the right hash. Second and 10, 4:54 remaining on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And they're going to go the misdirection handoff on the left side. Tegan Lawson's got room to run and gets a very nice gain. It's going to be just shy of the first, though. You can tell all the linebackers kind of went with the misdirection action one side and then allowed Lawson to pick up a gain of about 8. Tegan Lawson, the senior running back, has been putting this squad on his back. He's got their lone points here, busting off that 55-yard TD. He's a dude. He's dotting the I in this set. They got an H-back on the right, one receiver to each side. Lawson gets the handoff, looking for some room on the right side, and he's going to barrel through for a first. And they're knocking on I think they just entered the Titan Machinery red zone. Gain of 5 on the play. So Lawson down to at the 20 into the Titan Machinery red zone. Your local Case IH dealer in Wapaton. Breckenridge's defense has come up big so many times so far in this game. They're going to have to do it again. 3:48 remaining in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 12-6 Breckenridge lead. Lawson gets it again, no surprise there. And once again, is able to get to the second level. Gets wrapped up by Trey Vogelbacher as well as Jacob Kunkel. 6-yard gain for Lawson. He's gone for at least 5 yards on his last 3 totes. So this offensive line is kind of finding its groove here. As is Lawson. Gets better as the game goes on. Bad news for Breckenridge. Finn Roeder operating under center. They motion a man over to the left side. And hand off to Lawson on the left side. He's going to get out to the edge. He's got one man to beat. He's going to try to carry him into the end zone. He's going to get wrapped up out of bounds, but he is close. That'll set up first and goal. It's just a matter of from where. So after that 17-yard run, we got a first and goal from the 3-yard line. My apologies. Actually, it's a 12-yard run. My apologies. First and goal from the 3. New York Mills knocking on the door here in the Titan Machinery red zone, your local Case IH dealer in Wapaton. And I don't think it's going to be a surprise if they go with Lawson here once again. Breckenridge is going to have to try to blow it up, and he takes it out on the right side. But he is ruled down of the end zone. Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage. Or maybe got a yard. They're going to give him a yard on that play. Lawson had 13 carries at halftime, already 9 here in the second half. And we're not even in the fourth quarter yet. 2:19 remaining here in the third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Roeder hands it off to Lawson up the middle, and he's going to try to follow his lineman into the end zone, but the Breckenridge defense looks like they held. They just get a yard every play. That means they're only going to need one more yard on this next one. So another 1 yard gain. Cowboys got 2 plays. They got to keep New York Mills out of the end zone. And New York Mills only needs 1 more yard. Eagles go with Finn Roeder up the middle on the QB sneak. They say they're in. And now we got a flag on the play. So one says touchdown, then we got a flag as well. So I'm not sure who it's going to be on. But we'll see. It's kind of hard to see how you get a penalty out of that when there's kind of a rugby scrum going on. But Finn Roeder, as of now, has a 1 yard touchdown. They're saying it's on Breckenridge. And face mask on the Cowboys. So Finn Roeder with a 1 yard touchdown. With, I'm having a hard time reading the scoreboard. It looks like 22 seconds remaining, or 1:32. 1 yard touchdown by Finn Roeder, and now New York Mills is going to try to take the lead here. And they're going to kick an extra point. Braxton Enert, with all the pressure on Cowboy Field, all on him. And they're actually faking it. And Enert's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. So Cowboy defense holds on the 2-point conversion. We got a 12-12 game. New York Mills gets back-to-back touchdowns here in the third quarter. 1:32 remaining in this third on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Breckenridge is about to get the ball back. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
No one woke up this morning and thought,
I want to go Hagel.
At Quality Toyota, we don't do that. Our bottom line pricing means you get our best price the first time, every time. You'll even have that price before you talk to anyone, because that price is listed online at qualitytoyota.net and in the window of every vehicle. Simple, easy, stress-free. That's the quality difference. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls, qualitytoyota.net. Let's go places.
12-12, just like that. This third quarter has been all New York Mills. They've had all the momentum, and they're looking to ride it. Finn Roeder took the QB sneak in for the 1 yard touchdown, and now we're swapping it up. It was on the last one, it was New York Mills getting scooched way back. Now this time they get scooched up because there was a personal foul on the touchdown run, and they elected to use it on the kickoff. They might be regretting that a little bit now. If they would have used it on the 2-point conversion, they might have been able to get that in. But we'll see. Enert boots it away, kicks it deep. It's fielded by Gabe Armitage on the left side of the field. Armitage looking for some room to run. And New York Mills continues to ride the momentum. Comes up with the stop. So Breckenridge will start off on their own 20. Breckenridge struggled here in the third quarter. Tegan Lawson set the tone for this third quarter on the first play, busting off a touchdown run from 55 yards out. Next time Breckenridge got the ball, or next time New York Mills got the ball back, Tegan Lawson drove him down the field, and Finn Roeder punched it in from a yard out. Pistol set. Paul Armitage gets the handoff, and New York Mills once again stacks him up. Maybe a 1-yard gain, 2 if I'm being generous for Armitage. Cowboys got stopped on 4th down the last time they had the ball. Their lone possession of the third quarter as New York Mills' offense just grounded up all the clock on that last drive. We're almost through. We're in the final minute of the third quarter. Bailey Evans zips it to Dawson Weinbar, who had to dive to haul it in, but it ended up being an incomplete pass. That'll set up 3rd and 8. And not favorable field position for the Cowboys. Here on the 22-yard line, their own 22, I should say. That incomplete pass stops the clock with 48 seconds remaining in this third quarter on the Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Once again, they got some really light bulbs on the scoreboard, so it's hard to read. I got to look at it for like a good 10 seconds before I can actually figure out what it is. Bailey Evans rolling out to his right, looking for an open receiver. Tosses it down the field, and it is out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Cowboys going to have to send out the punt team, so a 3 and out, the last thing they wanted. It looks like there was a little bit of confusion on the routes because I'm seeing some of the Cowboys talking over on the sideline. Might have been the wrong play. So Cooper Roberts is going to have to punt it. Remember, Breckenridge already had that close call with the punt earlier on where it almost got blocked. So Breckenridge looks like they had Caleb Albertson, didn't know he was supposed to be out for the punt team. But he's in now, and then one of the players actually ended up slipping when he was kind of running in. And, oh boy. You know, Breckenridge might have caught a break on that one, moving a little early because that snap did not go where it was supposed to. Got a legal procedure. And looks like the long snapper ended up having that one get mishandled. So, you know, Breckenridge ended up maybe dodged a bullet on that one by getting the penalty because then they're not because then they don't have to deal with if they ended up turning that over or getting tackled in the backfield. So they're going to have to make sure to shore up that protection because, once again, they almost had to get blocked earlier on in the game. And the snap is low. Roberts is going to have to make something happen, and he does. Oh, he ends up getting it blocked. And New York Mills was able to down it on the 1. What a momentum swing once again. And that was a low snap. Roberts had to try to do something with it and ended up getting blocked, recovered on the 1-yard line. Tough break for Breckenridge here. William Syme was able to recover that. I thought he was able to get that one off. So Breckenridge, actually it's on the 2-yard line. So New York Mills starts a drive, 1st and goal from the 2. I formation. Roeder's going to try himself. And he does. Finn Roeder in for the 2-yard touchdown. And New York Mills scores 18 points here in the third quarter to swing all the momentum in their favor and take the lead. Going to try to add to it here. And everything has gone the Eagles' way here in the third quarter. We'll see what the Cowboys are going to do to be able to get some momentum back. Maybe they'll get it started here on the 2-point conversion attempt. 18-12, New York Mills in the lead. Roeder looking for an open receiver, throws to the right sideline, or right side, and oh, they're going to call a pass interference, it looks like, because it was an incomplete pass, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be on offense. And they're talking it over. Ended up being a personal foul on Breckenridge. So I think they're going to enforce that on the kickoff again. Oh, actually, they're going to do it right here. Well, makes sense. They didn't get the points. My apologies. So now it is, they got 1.5 yards instead of 3. And they've got 2 touchdowns on these QB sneaks, so we'll see if they go with that again. I formation, or full house set. Roeder going to hand it off to Tegan Loston, and Loston goes in for 2. So 20 points, all scored by New York Mills here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break. Cowboys trail in the section semifinals, 20-12. You're listening to Cowboy football on B92.7 FM. We'll be right back with Cowboys getting the ball back.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
After that 1-yard touchdown run from Finn Roeder and the 2-point conversion from Tegan Loston, 20-12, New York Mills has taken the lead, and boy, has this been a swing in momentum. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. They've scored 2 touchdowns back-to-back by Finn Roeder. That last one set up by a blocked punt, and they kick it deep. Paul Armitage scoops it up, looking for some room to run. And he kind of stole that one away from Gabe Armitage, saying, okay, I'm doing something with this. Returns it to about the 27. Brings out the Breckenridge offense, who is forced to punt. Like I said earlier, that punt was blocked. Not a lot of time left here in the third quarter, about 22 seconds left. In this third quarter that they just want to be over. I want to get into the fourth and snap it into high gear. 20-12, New York Mills in the lead. Breckenridge starts off on their own 30, and Bailey Evans will keep it himself on a QB sweep. Looking to cut it up. He's got a little room to run, but he gets wrapped up from behind. He'll get a gain of about 5. Actually, looks like I had the bad angle on that one. Okay, never mind. The chain gang had the bad angle on it. I was trying to read it. 6-yard gain on that one. 7 yards. Jeez. I had a bad look at that, apparently. But that'll do it for the third quarter. Breckenridge is thrilled that that quarter is over because they were outscored 20-0, and they're going to look to get back into the lead. You're listening to the Section 6A semifinals. Cowboys trail New York Mills 20-12 on B92.7 FM.
Save big with Smith Motors in Wapaton. Rebates from $50 to $100 on the purchase and installation of tires. Plus a lifetime of rotations with the purchase of 4 tires. Rebates up to $80 on shocks and struts. Up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and installation of front and rear brake pads and rotors. Plus, they'll even hook you up with their tire price match guarantee. Available all year long. Smith Motors, your trusted Chevy and GMC dealership. Visit them online at smithmotors.com.
Hi, this is Amanda from State Farm Breckenridge.
And this is Matt from State Farm Wapaton.
We're your local hometown insurance team.
And just like with your local sports team, having the right coverage is important. We're here to make sure you have the right coverage in place to protect what is most important to you.
We offer complimentary quotes for home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance.
And just like with your local sports teams, we're here and local and ready to answer all of your questions.
No more dialing 800 numbers or waiting on hold to talk to someone.
State Farm of Wapaton and Breckenridge.
Your local insurance team.
And welcome back for the fourth quarter. Get those forwards up, everybody, as Bailey Evans tries running in and bounces it outside and is wrapped up. nothing to do on that one. It was a 2nd and 3. Cowboys end up losing a yard or two on that one. So a 2-yard loss from Bailey Evans, and New York Mills has had the ball about this whole second half so far. And they have turned it into 20 points, 20-12 Breckenridge trails here. On your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, if you're watching on the video stream, the Action Realty scoreboard. 3rd and 5. Cowboys on the 35. Evans rolls out to the right, looking for an open teammate. Under pressure, and he's going to try to take it up the sideline, and takes a shot at the sideline. Got knocked out of bounds. You'd be lucky if you got any yardage on that one. We'll see. Looks like he just got back to where he needed to get to. So 4th and 5. And Cowboys are going to have to bring out the punt team. But I would not be surprised if this is what they're saving all those fake punt plays for, but you never know. It's tough field position here. And New York Mills' defense has been dialed in, to say the least. I'm looking at my stat sheet, and it's all about 2-yard runs or 1-yard losses for the most part here. Once again, if you're going to use a fake punt, this is the time to do it. Instead, they're going to boot it away. Cooper Roberts kicks in, out of bounds. Kind of an out-of-character punt for him, so maybe a little bit of a aftershock from having that block on the last time around. But Breckenridge's defense is going to have to come up with a huge play here. And if you're just joining in, this has been a New York Mills-dominated second half. Breckenridge took a 12-0 lead into halftime. New York Mills bust off a touchdown in the first play of the third quarter, then drove down the field to tie it up, and then blocked a punt, started to drive off on the Cowboy 3 and punched it in. New York Mills taking over just shy of the 50. They're going to pitch it out to the right. Trey Vogelbacher, the first man there to make the play with the jersey tackle. He's trying to get his team fired up. He's doing his darndest. Loss of 3 on the play. That kid has been locked in today. So Tegan Loston loses a few on that one. I'm not even going to try adding up his stats right now because he's got so many carries. I think he's already got as many carries in the second half as he did in the first half, and he had a baker's dozen in the first half. Full house set. Finn Roeder dropping back to pass. Looking down the field on the left side, and he's got a man, and it's hauled in. Got behind the defense and hauled it in for the massive gain. Bosman hauls it in. And it looks like he was down at the 24-yard line. So a gain of about 32 on that one. Second pass completion of the day. Gage Brazel on the catch. So 32-yard completion to Brazel, actually. Now probably going to be back to Loston. Tegan Loston gets the handoff, and Breckenridge stacks that one up. You got the Martinez brothers and Eli Butts in there as well. All the D linemen. Trey Vogelbacher helping out. Call it a gain of 2 on the play. Finn Roeder's completed both of his passes here in the second half for 41 yards. Breckenridge's defense has carried them today. New York Mills defense, no slouch for sure. Pitching a shutout here in the second half. 20-12, Breckenridge trails here in the Section 6A semifinals. Full house set. New York Mills, the 6th seed, and Loston. It's going to be a few yards shy of the first, but a nice gain. Call that a gain of about 4 on the play. Sets up 3rd and 4. New York Mills Trying to drive down the field here at the early on in the fourth quarter still, but Cowboys trail by 8 and have not scored here in the second half. We got a timeout. Looks like that one's taken by Breckenridge. Oh, New York Mills actually took the timeout. We'll take a quick timeout with them. This timeout brought to you by High Camp Construction. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. Breckenridge trails New York Mills 20-12 here in the fourth quarter of the Section 6A semifinals.
The value in batteries is more than skin deep for farm and construction equipment. You need batteries built to handle tough off-road conditions. Case IH Magna Power batteries are designed to take a pounding, and Titan Machinery has them for you. 4 to 6 pounds heavier than the competition. These are specifically designed to handle the vibration and jolts that can literally knock the life out of other batteries. See Titan Machinery today for more details. Case IH Magna Power batteries. It's what's inside that counts.
New York Mills facing a 3rd and 4. Breckenridge's defense is going to have to come up with a big play here. 20-12, Breckenridge trails here in the fourth quarter. And Tegan Loston gets the handoff once again, off tackle. He's got room to run on the right side. He's got an open path to the end zone, and he goes in for 6. Tegan Loston goes in from 22 yards out. Boy, has he been dominant here in the second half. His second touchdown of the day, and 26 straight points scored by New York Mills after trailing 12-0 at halftime. What a second half we've seen from the Eagles. Breckenridge's offense is going to have to jump into go mode here with a little over 8 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Mills. And now we got a flag. Not sure. I believe it might have been a delay of game, and it was. It's a little over 8 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, and Tegan Loston breaks free for his second touchdown of the half. And Breckenridge's defense has been on the field about this whole second half, it seems like. Roeder gets a snap, looks left. He's got a guy coming off the wheel route. Trey Vogelbacher comes up with the stop, and now we got another flag on the play. And it looks like that's going to be possibly unnecessary roughness or targeting maybe. And looks like we got a banged up player there. And I think it was a hit to the head, which is a, it's targeting. I'm not sure if that, I believe that was on Brian Martinez. And that was Finn Roeder who took the shot there, which would be really bad news for the Eagles if he's not able to go back. 26-12. And now after that penalty, they'll get another shot at a 2-point conversion. Going to have to bring in another quarterback. We'll see who that's going to be. Or if they're going to move someone over there. And it looks like Enert's going to play quarterback now. Braxton Enert. His squad is up by 14. Just over 8 minutes left to play here in the ball game. The Section 6A semifinals. All right. So Enert will take over eventually. They're taking their sweet time, getting everything all set up and ready to go. Now we're ready to rock. Wouldn't be surprised if we get another And he fakes the handoff. Enert rolls out to the right and tries to throw it to the end zone. And Gray, we got another penalty. This penalty brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, your local State Farm agents in Wapton and Breckenridge. Boy, there's been a lot of penalties today. And we'll see if this one is going to be a PI in the end zone. And another face mask. This one is actually on the offense. That penalty is declined. Don't see a whole lot of offensive face masks, but 2-point conversion is no good. After that 22-yard touchdown run from Tegan Lawson, we got a 26-12 New York Mills lead. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
Assisted living. My wife and I knew this day was coming, the day that Mom and Dad would not be able to live on their own anymore. Well, we looked around at other assisted living communities, and nothing, I mean nothing, compared to Twin Town Villa. Everything at Twin Town Villa was a perfect fit for Mom and Dad's needs. Housing, support services, personal assistance, and health care, all under one roof. When I saw the interaction between residents and staff, it made me feel like this is the place where our parents can thrive. Twin Town Villa, close to home in Breckenridge. Call 643-9542 or visit twintownvilla.com.
26-12, New York Mills lead here in Breckenridge. Cowboys led 12-0 at the half, and New York Mills has dominated here in the second half. Tegan Lawson's got a pair of touchdowns. Finn Roeder's got a pair of touchdowns. They blocked a punt, and they have been getting the Cowboy offense off of the field almost instantly. Braxton Enert booting it away. And they kick it deep as they have been all game. Scooped up by Gabe Armitage. Ooh. Gabe Armitage with a hard hit on that return. There was a flag once again on the play. Brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, your local State Farm agents in Wapton and Breckenridge. And penalty on Breckenridge. Block in the back once again. So back up the Cowboys. Sets them up with even tougher field position. They'll start off on their own 25. And a little over 8 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Cowboys trail by 14. Got to hop into gear. Fake the handoff. And they're looking to throw it deep, and they got a man for a nice catch. Jacob Kunkel extending for the grab. That's about the the most life we've seen out of the Breckenridge offense here in the second half so far. Gain of 24 on the play. 23 or 24. Down to the 48. That is the first catch of the day for Kunkel. Working out of the shotgun. Evans is going to run to the right. And looking to get up the right sideline. He's got room to run. He's got the first down and a little more while he's at it. Breckenridge's offense getting some momentum. Looking to make something happen. So 13 yards for Bailey Evans on the rush. Back-to-back first downs for the Cowboys. Looking to get something going offensively. And they got it now with back-to-back plays. We'll see if they can maintain. Cowboys on the New York Mills 38, operating on the right hash. 7:40 remaining in this ball game on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Armitage in the backfield with Evans. Evans going to be a QB keeper to the left. Ends up stumbling and cuts it inside. On a play where he should have probably fallen over about 10 yards ago, he still ends up getting close to a first down. Give him a gain of 7 on the play. But they got to get the the pass game going once again here. If they're going to be able to cut into this lead. They trail by 14. $7:05 remaining, or 7:15 remaining. On your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard in this ball game. Paul Armitage gets the handoff, and New York Mills takes care of that in a hurry. Ran into kind of a pile of Eagles players, and then one guy came out of the pile and pile drived him. So Armitage just got back to the line. Sets up 3rd and 2, and, once again, you got to have that sense of urgency here. Open up the playbook a little bit. We'll see what Cowboys have dialed up. Breckenridge facing a 3rd and 2 once again. Motion, David Erlinson in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to him. And he is going to get blown up. And that's man on the stop once again. Erlinson ended up losing a yard or two on that one. Sets up a 4th and a long 3 or a short 4. A little over. Looks like they're going to come up in the pistol set. 4th down. Biggest play of the game so far. Evans rolling to the right. He's going to keep it himself and get the 1st down. So Bailey Evans keeps the drive alive. We'll see how many yards they ended up giving him. And it looks like a 5-yard gain for Bailey Evans. Down to the 26. 5:45 remaining in this ball game on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. So Cowboys got to pick up the tempo a little bit here. Already kind of lost 3 minutes on this drive so far. And Evans looking to throw it down the field and has Kunkel! And it goes through the hands for an incomplete pass. Was in double coverage, put it where it needed to be. Kunkel didn't hang on to her. And just, he started off this drive with that beautiful extension to haul that in for a 23-yard grab. So they're looking to try to keep that momentum going. So that stops the clock at least. Full house pistol. 5:40 remaining in this ball game. Evans dropping back to pass and throws it to David Erlinson. Erlinson breaks a tackle. Tries to make another man miss, but there is a flag on the play. It's kind of in the area of where he caught the pass, so usually that's on the defense, but my apologies if you're watching on the video stream. I ended up leading him a little bit there. And it is a face match. Seen a few of those today. That's brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Frederick, so that'll be half the distance to the goal. We'll see where they end up downing him. So that was a 15-yard gain, I think. Don't quote me on it. That's what I'm giving it, though. So it sets up 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Cowboys getting it going offensively. We'll see if they are going to have enough time left to tie this one up or take the lead. Evans rolling out to the left, throws a dart to close to the end zone. Hauled in and taken in for 6 by Dawson Weinbar. 7-yard touchdown strike. He was short of the end zone, but he knew that he was. So he made sure to maneuver around the defense and cut it up and take it in. Weinbar with the 7-yard touchdown grab. Cowboys going for 2 on this. Have cut the lead to 8 on that touchdown. Evans rolling out to the right and throws it to the end zone, and it is incomplete. So Cowboys going to have to settle for 6. 26-18 here in the 4th quarter. 5:15 remaining on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM in the Section 6A semifinals.
It's time to huddle up when you're hungry. The perfect pre- or post-game destination is the Wilkin. Hey, friends, families, and sports fans have been showing up at the Wilkin for decades to celebrate their favorite teams. Celebrate with delicious food and their favorite beverage. Best place around to watch the Bison, too. So for all of you local sports fans and fans of good flavor, head to the Wilkin and celebrate the Cowboys, Cowgirls, Huskies, and Wildcats. The legendary Wilkin, a tradition of good taste and company since 1894.
And welcome back to Breckenridge. 5:15 remaining, and the Cowboys have made it an 8-point game, 26-18, with their first points of the second half. Bailey Evans found Dawson Weinbar for a 7-yard touchdown. Threw a bullet. Weinbar was actually out of the end zone, but had the presence of mind to get where he needed to get to. Went in for 6. Then they tried throwing it again on the 2-point conversion, and pass was incomplete. Now Vogelbacher is going to kick a little onsider, which is hauled in cleanly by New York Mills. Bodie Roberts once again did a good job of hauling in another one of those, but Eagles will take over with 5:14 remaining in this ball game on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, or if you're watching on our video stream, your Action Realty scoreboard. New York Mills getting all 26 of these points in the second half. 26 that were unanswered until that last touchdown by Weinbar. First points of the second half for the Cowboys. And Breckenridge jumped, but we'll see if they crossed into the area. I think they were able to stay out of it. So Tegan Lawson gets a couple yards. And keep in mind, Breckenridge's defense has forced 4 turnovers today. So they're going to try to get turnover number 5 while the New York Mills squad is going to try to run out this clock. They started off with good field position because of the onside kick, which was recovered by Mills, and then a couple yards gets them right on the 50. New York Mills come up to the ball. Full house backfield. And they're going to fake it to Lawson, and Trey Vogelbacher's ready for it. Blows that one up. Kid's been an animal today. Finn Roeder loses 5 yards on that one. Timeout taken by the Cowboys. Starting to get some momentum. Finn Roeder loses 5 yards, and we got a timeout taken by the Cowboys. This timeout brought to you by Highcamp Construction. We'll take a 10-second break for station ID. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wapaton. All the hits from 2KN today.
And welcome back to Cowboy Field. Trey Vogelbacher has just blown up another play because that is what we've been talking about all day. He's been having the game of his life, which makes sense. The last time these two teams squared off, he was in on an interception and 2 fumble recoveries. So 4:29 remaining in this ball game on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. New York Mills, after having no success in the pass game, got behind the defense for a big completion on the last drive. So Breckenridge's secondary, for their sake, better be ready for that. And we're gonna do a toss to the left, but the defender actually jumped early. The offense jumped early, my apologies. This penalty brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, your local State Farm agents in Wapton and Breckenridge. A legal procedure on the Eagles. So after that 5-yard penalty, sets up a 3rd and 17. Cowboy defense going to have to come up big once again. Get their offense the ball back, trailing by 8. Full house set once again. They tried the halfback pass last time around, or the halfback toss. I thought it was going to be a pass. Vogelbacher's looking to blow that one up again. They dump it off to Tegan Lawson. And Breckenridge is ready for that one, too. It's going to end up being maybe a couple-yard gain. Alan Martinez there on the stop, staying home. Cowboys going to take a timeout. Call that a 2-yard completion, and Breckenridge's defense pretty much played that perfectly. 4:15 remaining in this ball game. 4th and 15 coming up, so likely going to see the punt team. We'll take a quick break. This timeout brought to you by Highcamp Construction. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. Breckenridge Trails 26-18.
Join a winning team at Cargill Wapaton. Starting pay of $26.90 an hour plus $3,000 sign-on bonus. Cargill Wapaton now hiring for operations technicians. No experience necessary. We will train. Apply online at www.cargill.com/careers. Cargill is an equal employment opportunity employer. Join a winning team. Apply now online at www.cargill.com/careers. Starting pay of $26.90 an hour with a $3,000 sign-on bonus. Cargill is an equal employment opportunity employer.
In a second half that has been all New York Mills, Breckenridge finally getting some momentum. Put some points on the board, and now they're likely forced to punt, unless we see a fake here. Seems unlikely in 4th and 15. Braxton Enert gets the ball, though. Enert punts it away. Dawson Weinbar is the returner. Decides not to take it. New York Mills gets a nice bounce on that one, so the Cowboys will take over with 4:10 remaining. So great clock management there by head coach Carson Yagi. They got helped out by a penalty on one play as well. So they got 4:10 to put some more points on the board. Tie this one up. Need the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And with how New York Mills has played defensively here in the second half, that is a tall task. Cowboys come up the line in the full house pistol set. Evans fakes the handoff and looking to throw it down the field, and David Erlinson was the intended receiver, was not able to haul it in. So after that incomplete pass, sets up 2nd and 10. 4:05 remaining on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. It's hard to believe only 5 seconds got burned off on that play, but Cowboys will take it, I'm sure. They come up in the full house pistol once again. Gabe Armitage in the backfield with Paul Armitage and David Erlinson. Bailey Evans going to call his own number, run it on the right side, and New York Mills is ready for him. Evans got tackled inbounds, so they're going to have to hurry up. Call it a gain of 2 on the play. 3:43 remaining in this ball game on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 26-18, New York Mills leads. Outscored the Cowboys 26-6 here in the second half. And, you know, when you factor in they got to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, it's even a taller order because they haven't gotten a single 2-point conversion tonight on their 3 touchdowns. So we'll see if that comes into play. Bailey Evans rolling out to the left, looking to throw it down the field, and overthrows Cooper Roberts. So that sets up a 4th and 8. Season on the line. See what the Cowboys have dialed up. 26-18, and New York Mills is going to take a timeout. Oh, I thought they were taking a timeout. It looked like they were gathering over there by the sideline, but looks like they're just trying to get their personnel where they want to be. New York Mills looking to pull off the upset. 4th and 8. Cowboys got a pistol set. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. A tight end to the left as well. They motion David Erlinson over. They go with the push pass to Jacob Kunkel. Kunkel trying to get the edge, and he's tripped up. So Jacob Kunkel wrapped up. Breckenridge's defense is going to have to get the ball back. 3:12 remaining. And amazing field position for New York Mills to start this one off. So Kunkel lost a yard on that one. Breckenridge does have 1 timeout remaining, so they're going to be able to stop the clock there. But New York Mills only has to burn up 3:12 or just get 1 more score, and that'll pretty much do it. (26-18), New York Mills in the lead. They start off this drive on the Cowboy 21. Just a yard shy of the Titan Machinery red zone. And they get a great start with Tegan Lawson bursting through for 5 or 6 yards. Call that a 7-yard gain for Lawson to open up. Or 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 on the 15-yard line into the Titan Machinery red zone. Cowboys got 2:39 remaining to get these 8 points, but they got to get the ball back first. And in the first half, that that was doable. They got 4 turnovers forced in the opening half. Tegan Lawson gets the handoff here, and it looks like he's going to move the sticks down to the 10. Oh, actually ends up being a yard or two shy. So we have to settle for a 3-yard gain, 3rd and 1. Cowboy defense once again. It's got the game on their shoulders. 26-18, they trail. New York Mills looking to move on to the section championship game. 1:56 remaining on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. They're letting the clock wind down. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Finn Roeder get the quarterback sneak here again. They're going to go with Tegan Lawson. Breckenridge met him, but it looked like he got a good push to move the sticks. And that moves the sticks, so 1st and goal from the 10. They stacked him up pretty well, but then he got such a good push that he fell forward. Cowboys take a timeout. 1st and goal from the 10. We'll take a quick timeout with them. Actually, we'll hang here for the timeout. My apologies. 26-18 as Cowboys look to keep their season alive, advance to the section championship game. And New York Mills, maybe he's going to try to put a few more points on here. Obviously, they would just like to run this clock out and get out of here. 1:39 remaining in this ball game. Once again, New York Mills up 26-18. We'll take a quick 30-second break. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
So what's the most fun you can have trick-or-treating? It's Jacob Azoo's annual Zoo-Boo on Saturday, October 28th. Lighted trails, fun ghouls, goblins, and so much candy, it'll make you scream. Music and eats in the parking lot, too. This awesome Halloween tradition will be held from 4:30 till 6:30 p.m. Cost for adults and kids is $5. All children must be accompanied by an adult. Zoo-Boo at Jacob Zoo Saturday, October 28th, 4:30 till 6:30 p.m. So much fun and candy, it'll make you scream.
26-18, 1st and goal from the 10 for New York Mills. And I think that they're got enough time where they can just kneel this one out. They're coming out in the victory formation. They kneel on it. Cowboys just used their last timeout. And a dominant second half from New York Mills. Came out firing, broke free on the opening play of the 3rd quarter. And just rode that momentum all the way. Defense was lights out, wasn't giving the Cowboys an inch. Blocked a punt, set up another touchdown. Outscored the Cowboys 20-0 in the 3rd quarter alone. So the Eagles just really locked in. Here in the second half, 32-6, they fell to the Cowboys here on Cowboy Field. That's how the Cowboys actually started their win streak. Eagles take a timeout with 58 seconds remaining in this ball game. So, yeah, they will not have to run another play. That was the first play, and they'll take another about 30-40 off after the next one. And, yep, I can do math every now and then. Well, they took a timeout there just to save themselves from a delay of game penalty, so we'll take a quick timeout with them. This timeout brought to you by High Camp Construction. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. They trail 26-18.
Come work for an employee-owned company. Comdale is seeking individuals for 12-hour shifts. Earn up to $21 an hour. Shifts available are rotating 12 and 12-hour fixed shifts, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Benefits within 90 days of hire or sooner. Come work for an employee-owned company, Comdale of Wapaton. Applications are available at 2100 15th Street North Wapaton or online at www.comdaleinnovation.com.
New York Mills kneels it down once again. And 45 seconds now remain here as they let it wind down. And now it is 3rd down. And this will be the final play of the season for the Breckenridge Cowboys. As New York Mills punches their ticket to the Section 6A title game where they will square off with Parker's Prairie. We'll take a quick break while I get all the stats added up. If it ends up being a long break, that's why I'm not the best at math. But final score, 26-18, New York Mills over Breckenridge. You've been listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on KBMW News Live or YouTube channel.
Frederick Seed Incorporated in Fox Home would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowboys good luck in their postseason. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad: Emily Differding, Janaea Espinoza, Ella and Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, Athena Levy, Sophie Luchin, Izzy Running Bear, Paige Schreiber, Nevea Spalding, and Madison and Nevea Villarreal. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheerleaders as well. Kraus Brothers Construction is a diversified construction aggregate materials, heavy equipment, and trucking company serving the Red River Valley with locations in Wahpeton, Hankinson, Veblen, South Dakota, and Rolog, Minnesota. Give them a call today at 701-642-4488. Kraus Brothers Construction prides themselves in offering and producing outstanding service and superior products to their customers. Give Kraus Brothers Construction a call today at 701-642-4488.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business, and that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you've worked for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today, Shannon Miller, at Miller & Associates at 218-643-3665 or stop by our office at 1329 Highway 75 North in Breckenridge.
American Family Insurance.
Mindak Farmers Cooperative is proud to be serving the Red River Valley since 1974. The staff at Mindak Farmers Cooperative would like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of the agribusiness community. From the fields to the parts stores to the factory, everyone works together to sweeten the local economy, pumping millions into the strength of our schools, community, and businesses. Thank you all for supporting the local farmers and our communities. Your sugar by nature, Mindak Farmers Cooperative in Wahpeton.
Recovering your health and getting back to your best life. That's what Quality Recovery from Optimum Rehab can do for you. Physical therapist Dr. Anthony Egeman will set up an individual plan to get you to your goals. He believes that this is the perfect way for you to recover your health. What you get with Optimum Rehab is time and attention, thorough assessments, and effective treatments. So if it's back pain, achy joints, recovery from surgery or injury, it's likely that physical therapy from Optimum Rehab can help. So take your life into your own hands with Optimum Rehab. Visit myoptimumrehab.com.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Jeremy or Brad for your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain in East Breckenridge. Give them a call at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com. Welcome to the Radio Employment Connection, where we work to find people to work for you. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple DSP openings and shifts available. $18 an hour. Apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple DSP openings and shifts available. $18 an hour. Apply online at www.rrhsf.org. If you'd like to reserve a job opening on the KBMW Radio Employment Connection, reserve a spot by contacting us at 701-642-8747.
And welcome back for the Miller Realty Postgame Show on B92.7 FM. And what a gut punch to end the season. A tough break for the Cowboy football team. Had a ton of momentum coming into this game and hopes to get back to the section championship game for the 5th year in a row. And ended up, just falling short. The second half was all New York Mills. I'll run through the scoring for you. Breckenridge took a 12-0 lead into halftime. Bailey Evans plunged in from 1 yard out, or 2 yards out, for a touchdown, and that was with 2:14 remaining in the opening quarter. They followed it up with 11:57 remaining in the second quarter. Bailey Evans scored from 5 yards out to make it a 12-0 game at the half. Then New York Mills just blew open the game in the third quarter. Tegan Lawson broke free for a 55-yard touchdown on the first play of the quarter to make it 12-6 after the two-point conversion was no good. Finn Roeder went in for a 1-yard QB sneak. 2-point conversion was no good to make it 12-12. And then Finn Roeder got another 1-yard touchdown on a quarterback sneak off of a blocked punt. And then the 2-point conversion by Tegan Lawson made it 20-12. And then Tegan Lawson put the finishing touches on it with a 22-yard touchdown with 8:20 left in the fourth quarter. And then Breckenridge battled back, tried to even up the game. Bailey Evans found Dawson Weinbar for a 12-yard score. 2-point conversion was no good with 5:15 remaining. And then the Cowboys ended up, not being able to get enough points after that. Give us the final score of 26-18, and that is a tough way to end your season in the section semifinals. And now to run through some stats for you. Bailey Evans, I got him for 5 for 12, 67 yards and a touchdown. Finn Roeder, 3 for 6, 3 for 3 in the second half, though. 43 yards, 2 interceptions, both in the first half, obviously. Rushing the ball for Breckenridge, I got Bailey Evans, 18 carries for 73 yards. And then 13 carries for 40 yards for Paul Armitage, 5 carries for 3 yards for David Erlinson. For New York Mills, Tegan Lawson, obviously the star of the show, especially in the second half, 31 carries for 145 yards. 12 carries for 36 yards for Finn Roeder, catching the ball today. 2 catches for 30 yards for Dawson Weinbar in his final game as a Cowboy. 2 catches for 22 yards, Jacob Kunkel, also his last game. And then David Erlinson had a 15-yard grab for the Cowboys. Tegan Lawson had 2 catches for 11 yards. And then there was a 32-yard grab by Gage Brazel for the other completion for New York Mills. As, like I said, they completed 3 passes here in the ball game. And then defensively, Trey Vogelbacher was in too many tackle for losses to count. And I got Tucker Shocker for a sack and a fumble forced. Paul Armitage had a fumble recovery, as did Alan Martinez. Dawson Weinbar and Bailey Evans both picked off passes. And also a fumble recovery on that block punt by New York Mills by William Syme set up that touchdown. So that was, the only turnover that I have for the Cowboys at least. So, that is a look at your stat report as well as your scoring breakdown. And, once again, tough way for their season to end, the second half. I mean, New York Mills just really took control of the game and just ran away with it here. And, let's just kind of reflect before we, get wrapped up with the player of the game and the play of the game on just how far this, team has come and, went on a really nice run to get in this game and run through that for you. My apologies for the delay. Obviously, got this win streak started with a 32-6 victory over New York Mills and then followed up with back-to-back shutout wins, 45-0, 36-0. Had 4-4 record at the end of the regular season. All the momentum in the world. Beat Pine River Bacchus on Tuesday, 35-14 to move, 35-14 to move on. And, then obviously on to this game. End of the year with a record of 5-5, so tough way to end it. They were hoping to get back to the section championship game and get to play in front of their fans at the Dome, but that was just not meant to be this year, but that's going to be definitely motivating them coming into next year. So take a quick break, come back with your play of the game. Brought to you by Red River Agency in Breckenridge, as well as your player of the game, brought to you by Essentia Health, here with you.
Now you can plug into reliable service. Call Somerville Electric in Breckenridge. They've been serving the area since 1985 and are locally owned. For years, their promise has been and will be reliable service and dependability. The proof and the quality is there when you need fast, dependable electric service and professional electricians. Just plug in. Call Somerville Electric at 643-3435. Somerville Electric would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowgirls and Cowboys good luck in tonight's game.
And now it is time in the Miller Realty postgame show for your play of the game, brought to you by Red River Agency. And I think the one that really just kind of set the tone for the rest of this game would be that Tegan Lawson 55-yard touchdown run on the opening play of the second half. And like I said, that just kind of is when the floodgates opened up and they really broke the game open and just to control and ended up, just kind of dominating, especially in the third quarter, obviously. Outscored the Cowboys 20-0 in the third quarter alone and what ended up being a 26-18 victory. New York Mills will move on to the section title game on Friday in the Fargo Dome against the winner of Parker's Prairie and Lake Park Audubon. I thought someone said Parker's Prairie won it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'll just say the winner of that game, because obviously we know upsets happen. We just watched one happen. 6th-seeded New York Mills pulling off that upset against 2nd-seeded Breckenridge. And now for your player of the game. There's so many to choose from. And I've kind of already picked all the guys that I think would just be, just the ideal candidates. So, you know what? Instead of picking just one player of the game, I'm just going to give, one final shout-outs to all of these seniors on the team. We got Bailey Evans as well as Tucker Shocker. Bailey Evans, obviously, a fantastic leader on this team. Tucker Shocker, I would really love to see his growth on the edge as a rusher. Dawson Weinbard taking on a bigger role this year. I thought he did a fantastic job on both sides of the ball and being a leader on this squad, and he showed it by scoring their last touchdown of the year, I might add, hooking up with Bailey Evans on that. Jacob Kunkel, another guy who was a fantastic leader. Obviously, he's a captain, and, you got to see him kind of get better as the year went on, too. Really impressed on, as excited I was to see him offensively this year. Defensively is where I really was impressed with him this year as kind of the edge rusher. Carter Benson doing a fantastic job, bringing some toughness to that line. The Martinez brothers, Brian and Alan, obviously, you've heard me rave about them all year. I love the toughness that they bring as well, because those guys are just in on plays like crazy. Linemen usually don't get in on every play, you know what I mean? But those guys, it just seems like they're always around the ball. So definitely fun to cover them. And then we got, almost missed someone. Just want to make sure I don't miss everybody. Jackson Grace Bolte, I've also, I love I know I was talking about energy with some of these guys, but he kind of has it to another level. That guy's got another gear, and I can tell he gets his teammates fired up just by watching kind of his body language when he comes on and off the field. And Thomas Couts, obviously, too, another guy who they're happy to have in that locker room and has been a valuable asset on this team as well. So, very much appreciate covering all these seniors, and it's been fun to cover them since they were, sophomores. So, hats off to them, and I'm excited to see what they do with the rest of the way. So, that's my pick for the player of the game, brought to you by Essentia Health, here with you. And that is going to be all those seniors. And once again, they'll be very missed. But once a Cowboy, always a Cowboy, like we always say. And that'll do it on the season. Everybody, Cowboys end the year with a record of 5-5. Their final game of the year, a 26-18 loss to New York Mills. And that'll do it for me, everybody, folks. And now on to the winter sports season. You've been listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on KBMW News Live, our YouTube channel. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Tonight's Breckenridge football broadcast was brought to you by Action Realty, Breckenridge Public Schools, Builder's First Source, Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Hike Camp Construction, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Otter Tail Power Company, Quality Toyota, Red River Agency, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Titan Machinery, Twin Town Villa, Vision Ford, The Wilkin Drink and Eatery, Breckenridge Drug, Cargill, Chahinkapa Zoo, Comdell Innovations, Frederick Seed, Kraus Brothers Construction, Miller & Associates American Family Insurance, Mendak Farmers Cooperative, Optimum Rehab, Red River Grain, Red River Human Services, and Somerville Electric. Be sure to go to kbmwnews.com for a complete updated list of future broadcasts and video streams. Thanks for listening.